All right, we are live. Welcome to the Geeks, episode 47. This is Lil.
This is Steve, keeping it green.
This is Sean to the break of dawn. Keep it going.
Still
And-
trying to find that new.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just whatever comes out my mouth every week. I'm just gonna say it. It doesn't even matter.
So tonight we're joined by a special guest. We got Kenneth with us. Kenneth has been a patron for a long time. Kenneth, thank you so much for your support. And you utilize the strength of your support to make me watch a movie that I've avoided for the last year and a half to watch. So we're going to do that at the end of the show.
He used a lifeline.
Yep.
He
Worth
definitely
it.
is like, I'm paying this money. I'm going to make a Lil sit through this. He's avoiding it, and I'm going to make him watch Eternals.
And you can do that if you want to donate whatever you want to donate every month to the League of Geeks.
Well, it's not whatever.
And you
It is
can get
a-
us to jump on, and you can actually make us and force us to watch something.
You can watch, yeah, exactly. We can watch anime. We can watch. I mean, hey, if you want us to review porn, we'll do it.
No, we won't.
I mean that's you made us change the name of the show and everything, and here you are.
What's up, Ryan? What's up? It's gonna be interesting. What's up, Carlos? So Kenneth, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about yourself? I know you've been on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we were doing the League of Geeks stuff, and you got us to watch Black Dynamite, which was a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
But tell everybody a little bit about yourself. It's been a while. So
What have you been up to? Put it like that.
I have been going the last couple of years, did a career change. So overall
Nice.
better for my life, more of a Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday job. So it's allowed me to kind of have more normal life and be able to enjoy kind of geek stuff on the weekends. Thankfully, I've got a wife that enjoys watching the geeky stuff with me. Not a whole lot of time in the life, though, because of having a kid and whatnot, but we're able to focus on the Disney Plus production. So you've got Marvel and Star Wars, of course, DC sometimes if it's good. And then
Agreed.
a lot of the other main
Never.
franchises. So movies are kind of always my staple, just fun thing to do. If life gets slammed and I can only pick one thing to do, it's going to be movies, just because, you're in and you're out 2 hours usually. So it's always a good time to go to the theater or just kind of relax at home with the family and watch something.
Did you see Ant-Man?
Yes.
And where do you fall with Ant-Man?
High sidekick. And when we get into the Eternals review, I'll kind of explain how I review franchise movies in particular. But it was probably by itself, I would say it was a sidekick. But some of the stuff it does for the franchise kind of puts it up one more notch for me. So I'd say
elevates it. Yeah, I
exactly. Mm-hmm. And I've got a lot of whiskey because we're going to need it tonight.
Oh man, just drinking whiskey while we're talking.
I remember those days.
Carlos said he should have made me watch that. Well, Carlos, you pick another one. Pick another something crazy that I've been refusing to watch. So, all right. Well, we're gonna get into the regular show. We're gonna do the regular show stuff. We're gonna talk about geeky things that happened this week, stuff we watched. Some pickups we got.
Toy releases that are coming out that
got some big statues coming on. I know I saw some of those pictures showing. I already have had Jenny up here because I showed her like this set that I have. I have one more level of Spider-Man books to put up there. These aren't all the ones that'll stay here. They're kind of taking their thing, but I'm thinking to just whole row of I can't even speak. Sorry guys, I'm on some anxiety meds, so I'm a little loopy. So if I start slurring my words and shit,
business.
I know.
I don't care at this point. I don't care.
That's the meds talking.
People have known us
Those
for
are
a
the Mets
decade.
talking.
I got some shit I deal with,
All
whatever. But yeah, I want to do some quarter scales back here eventually, and in comics, and just like load my walls with just comics, just CGC and CVCS comics. That's it. If it's graded, I'm gonna get it. So
When are you going to start selling some stuff?
That's a tough call, man. Like it's, you know what it is? It's like it's just time consuming to sell. It's just easier to click buy. I got boxes of shit here that I've been going through. Like I'm gonna sell. Like Taylor
I saw,
wanted
you
to
know,
help.
I saw a really cool custom comic book cabinet that was like almost, it was like probably like 6.5 feet tall, and it had like just rows, like it was only about like 3 feet deep, but in the front of every drawer was a comic book, and you opened it up and it was kind of like that.
Oh, like that genre
Books like that,
book,
yeah,
that
like going
character.
for it, you know, and
Okay.
they had like 4 tiers of shelf. It was really, really nice.
What are you doing? Step forward.
Somebody cheering?
Somebody's
I was-
cheering.
Twitter was sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, if you want to cheer for Steve, I mean, he'd love that. Kenneth pulling out the sound effects. Well, you guys watch anything big time this week? Anything new?
I gamed a lot this week.
I'm
That's
tapped
something for
out.
my
There's
toy
nothing to
box.
watch.
For a second, I thought you said you gained a lot. I was like, what did you fucking eat, Steve? I was
fucking-
like-
I lift, bro.
I was just gained a lot
Mad
of weight
gains.
this week. I was fucking just slamming pizzas. So you gamed a lot? What did you
Yeah,
game? Where you
that's
game?
for the toy box.
Oh, okay. So I won't ruin that. I watched the movie this week because I was intrigued after Sean's I don't want to say devastating review, but review last week at Knock at the Cabin.
Mm.
And Sean, I disagree, man. I thought it was actually a pretty good movie.
Did you get other means, or is it on a platform?
Other means in
Other
HD?
means. It is
I
available.
saw
in
I saw it.
HD.
I saw it that it was out like to rent. So I'm like, as soon as you know it's out to rent, then
Oh
it's out.
yeah, it's in HD. So you know what? Like I see some of its flaws, right? Like it's not a perfect movie, but I thought like it did a decent job building up some tension, especially when I'm not gonna give away spoilers, but when there's like that first kill, then you know like things aren't what you assume them to be. I did enjoy that. A lot of lookaways, a lot of weird things. It wasn't as twisty as my wife and kids like to say with an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I've heard that that's the twist. That there is no twist.
That there is really no twist. Like it's like legit. Like, hey, if you make this, you know, but like we don't know if they would have, you know, I don't know.
I want to check it out still.
I think it's worth a check out. I don't think it's like the
So what would
worst
you
thing
rate
he's
it?
done. I would give it not give it a solid sidekick.
That's
You
what
know,
I did.
Yeah, but I think you sounded like you hated it more.
You made it sound like it was a high sidekick just the way you talked about it. But then
You know, maybe it
That's
is.
what you did. Like I said, it was a sidekick. I was like, you can watch it. I mean, I ain't say it was like shit.
Okay, you know what? I'm going high sidekick. There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
you,
Push me to the
man,
high
you
side.
talking, Steve? You talking about swaying somebody and trying to out?
It's the meds. It's the meds. You could just
It's
see
the
it.
meds. You can see it in my eyes. And
It's just sticking
His eyes
in.
look like my eyes, but I'm having a lot more fun.
fucking delirious. He's just saying out ratings and shit. Like, come on,
man, wait till I take my shirt off.
I forgot I did watch a movie. So what? You got anything else, a little?
I mean, besides watching Eternals this week, no, those were the only two movies I watched this week. So
I watched Plane because that was on other means too. I
I
watched
watched that
Plane.
too.
is that the one
Sean-
with
Gerard
With-
Butler.
With Gerard Butler and
Yeah.
fucking Luke Cage. Sean, that movie's
Luke
fucking
Cage?
great.
It was
It's so good.
It was good. It was a lot of
isn't
fun.
that streaming for free somewhere? Isn't it on Paramount?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. I think it's on Prime. I think. I don't
I think it's on Paramount or Prime or something for free.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I watched it earlier this week.
There's a
and
lot of weird. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't want
Megan's already out on like Peacock, I think. or
Yeah,
something like that.
the unrated edition of Megan is out on Peacock.
Oh, I need to see that.
There's a whole ton of weird movies that have showed up that I didn't even know. Like, there's this like, we've got Ghosts movie with Anthony Mackie and David Harbour that's on Netflix. I'm like, what
That's
the hell
out?
is this? Yeah,
What?
I was
I
like,
need to
didn't
see
even
that
like.
too.
Oh, did you see it?
No, I want to see it though.
No, it looked really, really weird. Like David
No,
Harbour
but
got this
it's-
weird comb over.
But we like those guys.
No, I know, but it's like there's tons of movies that have dropped without any fanfare.
Well, anyways, Plane is fucking dope. Like,
I
you know what, Sean? It's just like one really fucked up day because it's like once it starts, it's kind of like Speed in that way. Like once shit starts, it does not stop until the movie's pretty much over. It feels like a throwback action movie, you know? Like
it felt like that. I got that same
a
feeling.
lot of, one note characters, a lot of those guys are the bad guys and these guys are the good guys. And then, there's a little bit of, anti-hero stuff going on.
Were the bad guys like Russian or Serbian?
No, they are brown people.
Okay. So they're Muslim. type.
No. It was in like the Philippines or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They were
so they're
Okay, you said it
Pacific
was
Islanders.
throwback. Yeah, you
Did
said
you
it was
say brown
throwback. So I was
people?
like, okay.
Yeah, just that's what they did in this. You know what I mean? It's like they had like all the pasty white guys were like the good guys. And then
All the pasty white guys were the
but they had Mike Coulter in there too.
I'm not touching that one. I'm gonna leave it to your own
This
device.
is- Steve gives it a superhero on his own. All the pasty white guys were superheroes.
He gives it a super racist.
All the brown people were bad guys. Steve loved the movie.
but that's it's like
my rating list is KKKK.
it's like remember that movie Rambo?
I give it 3 Ks.
The one where Rambo was in the he was like rescuing fucking Dexter's girlfriend.
Yeah.
That was like that movie. It was just like, man. Whew.
What's up?
They drew a line in the sand.
What's
Your
up?
rating
What's
system
up,
has changed,
James?
Steve.
No, you're trying to change it, but it's not funny, and that's
It
not
is
what I
too
meant.
funny. Shut
It's
up.
not what I meant. You got to cut out this racist bit. It's not true. And
Wait,
you
no,
know it.
you're not racist. You son of a bitch.
But it's hilarious. You're gonna hold up those K signs like those dudes that do strikeouts at the baseball games every
Steve,
time.
everyone
you
knows
get a
you're not
good-
racist. Please stop.
I just need 2 other friends. Is that what you're saying?
That's your rating.
Every time I join the show, I think you start just going real hunky real quick. My bad, guys.
Kenneth tries to bring in some flavor with Black Dynamite, but then it just goes completely off.
Steve, did you go to a car?
I did not. It's crazy outside. It's fucking snowing everywhere and raining, and people don't know how to drive, and
It's snowing
Fucking nuts.
everywhere. I can't go to a con because there's flurries in the air.
This is California, man. We're not prepared for this shit. Not where we live. Golly.
You got a truck?
It's a little truck.
Man, a little Ray would say, "You're a redneck." That's what he really wanted to say.
You got fucking chains on your tires?
No, I don't. I don't even know how to do that.
Yo, does anybody know how to put chains on a car?
I've never had to, so I don't know how to do that.
Like, how do you do that? Like,
I guess you just wrap them around the tires. I don't
Is
fucking
that
know.
really how you do it? Because I have no idea.
There's like special chains that like actually fit around.
They only did that. I thought they did that in the 80s. I didn't know they did that.
Well, it's not like a fucking bike lock. You can't just wrap a chain around it. It's like a specific thing. I know that much.
Just put chains around your car and see if it goes.
They wrap them all
I
through
can
the
see
fucking.
people trying that.
They wrap them all through the
I can see I see a Lil doing that shit.
through the rims. They go like 2 feet and then stop because you just fucking jack up all your brakes.
It's all-
and everything.
I
It
can
doesn't
see
work like
Lil
that.
doing that. You know what, Jenny? Let's
It's like that.
Let's
like
put
that-
chains on it. Chains on our tires.
He's like out there putting necklaces on them and shit. Ice.
I'll just use duct tape. I would just tape chains to the tire.
Oh, Steve, you remember the little tires were so fucking bald?
We're like, wait, do we have to get on the freeway?
It's Chicago, yeah. You gotta slide around.
Yo. Oh man.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with getting that last little tread out of those tires.
Yo, you a piece of shit for that one, dog. You had us going to Indianapolis on some bald ass tires.
There's some really redneck areas.
Yo, that was some bad shit. They was looking at me in the back of your car, man. I thought they was gonna kill me, dog. Yo, they was there looking like, I was like, oh my god, look, we ain't gonna make it out of here.
You wouldn't sit in the front seat. You were like, no, I'm gonna sit in the back. No.
And, you know, he ain't had no tint on his windows.
He had like negative tint. It was like magnified the outside.
It was so clear. It's like
It's like a little. Your whole car inside and out is dirty, but your windows are crystal fucking clear.
What happens when you're
Oh, Kenneth, you had to be there to experience it.
Wow, I remember hearing you guys talk about it.
Oh, it was a dream.
And
Sorry,
the
yeah.
the singing along in the car. I remember that
Yeah,
too.
some Backstreet Boys.
There's
some
a Backstreet Boys video circulating somewhere. I think it's on Patreon.
Kenneth, did you watch anything cool this week?
1923. You guys been watching that?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
I'm
man,
waiting for
if
it. I'm waiting for it to be out. I
Yeah,
don't, I don't
binge it,
know.
yeah. Tomorrow's the finale for season
Oh.
1. They've confirmed season 2, which I'm glad they did because I was starting to get mad when I mean, it's minor spoiler here, but like there's one character that's not in Montana, and like the first half of the season, he's somewhere else. You're like, this dude needs to freaking get to Montana because shit's popping off. And but then when they confirmed season 2, it kind of gave me a little helped me relax a little bit. So fantastic
that's
show.
A spin-off show, right? For that.
Yeah, Yellowstone. So I've seen a couple different family trees where they will cover like from what was his name in 1883? Faith Hill and
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw. So Tim McGraw is like an ancestor to Kevin Costner's character.
Yeah.
And
He
so
was a
like
Dutton.
but there's still kind of a depending on which family tree you look at. Sometimes they say like there's two different ways to look at it, but depends on what happens with the 1923 show, because we may or may not have seen his grandpa yet in the show. It depends. Yeah. So, but yeah, I love the world they'll build, the world they're building. They've already confirmed season 2 for 1923. They've already confirmed 1944, I think, or 1943, something like that. And is in the works. So yeah, it's a solid show. Other than that,
Is Kevin Costner not coming back for Yellowstone?
There's been some rumor on that I've seen, but nothing more than a rumor that
I heard Matthew McConaughey's taking over. Yeah,
I haven't heard that,
him
no.
or as a new character?
I think it's a new character, but Matthew McConaughey is on board. That's what I
Okay.
heard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, bring that True Detective season 1 fucking energy and
Yeah, I want to see True Detective season 3.
You're gonna get
Well,
it with
No,
Green
well,
Lantern.
season 4 is coming out. Of True
Is season
Detective.
4?
Yeah, season 3 was fucking awesome of True Detective. Season 2 is not very good.
Yeah, that because season 3 was with
Mahershala and Stephen
Marsha.
Dorff.
Yeah. Sorry.
Who was season 2 with?
Fucking
Colin
Vince
Farrell.
Vaughn and
Vince Vaughn.
Rachel McAdams, and it's just like
I
they
thought
just
it
changed up the format. Like they didn't do like the time jump thing, and like they did in season 1, and then in season 3 they did that. Remember they had like old Mahershala and old Stephen Dorff. Man, that shit was so fucking awesome.
That shit was
Like,
You
they just-
love Stephen Dorff, no matter what.
That's not true. It's not. Well,
That,
it's pretty.
what
true.
haven't you liked that he's done?
Everything that I've seen him in, I've pretty much liked.
Exactly. You love him.
Did you see that movie with him and Eddie Griffin? And he was a superhero.
American something.
I actually like that movie. That was a good movie.
It was pretty good. He was like the drunk alcoholic kind of
Yeah.
guy, but he was like trying to get his shit together. But like,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
fucking
I liked
life sucks and it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I already can tell how much you love Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff's great. National
Stephen Dorff
treasure.
is great.
Mahershala Ali's awesome too. But this one's gonna be 2 ladies, and it's like in the Arctic, and it sounds fucking awesome. There's like a whole team, a whole like Arctic research people got fucking murdered, and they're up there seeing what's going on. No, not Excalibur, not Highlander. The movie of the evening is still in debate.
I didn't watch anything else. I didn't watch shit. I really didn't watch anything. Just old shows.
Anybody watch anybody keeping up with Mayor of Kingstown, Ryan?
Of course, I am every week.
Well, I mean, so
Yeah.
you are watching something. So how is that then?
Yeah, but it's good. But I mean, I can keep going with that. Oh, the Bad Batch was a filler episode this week, but the Bad Batch is still good. I'm enjoying the Bad Batch.
Isn't that ending soon?
It is the Bad Batch goes on for like at least 16 episodes. But
Really?
next week, Mando season 3, baby.
I know Mando starts 6 weeks.
I went back and started watching Mando season 1 all the way up to the new season.
Mando season 3 starts next week.
Yep,
The first.
the first.
Oh man,
Wednesday.
and then I gotta start getting on board with The Last of Us so I can watch the finale live.
The finale is next
finale?
week, right?
No, it's like
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Sorry, 2 weeks. Yeah.
But their episodes are fucking long.
They are.
So much Pedro Pascal. Can't handle it.
You haven't even watched it. You watched the first episode.
I watched the first 3.
Oh,
Ooh, Steve. Ooh.
okay. You just keep
Alright.
saying how you missed it every week.
The last few weeks I missed it because I was at rowing shit.
No rowing today?
No rowing this week. Taking my parents tomorrow for the first time ever. They're gonna step foot in a Disney park. So taking them to the Animal Kingdom because my dad, he would not enjoy the other parks, but he would enjoy the Animal Kingdom because he likes watching nature shows. If it's not like watching news and tennis, it's nature shows. So I'm like, I'll take you to the Animal Kingdom for your 75th birthday. So that's the plan.
Well, what about like? Don't they have Avatar Land there? Is that something
They do at the animal. It's at the Animal Kingdom, but he won't ride the ride. He'll walk through Avatar and everything, but he won't ride Flight of Passage. That's a virtual reality 3D simulator on a bike. He's not getting on that. He will vomit the hell out of that thing. So like, he'll do the jungle ride and he'll do like the safari ride and he might do the rapids and then some of the shows. And then like wait for us to go through some of the other stuff with my mom and my sister. So, but yeah, he's not really there.
So
welcome to Chippendales is pretty good. I have not.
So Mandalorian comes out next week.
Yeah,
or this week.
Well, this coming week, yeah.
Any predictions on major plot lines for season 3?
I don't have any predictions, but I'm hoping. Well, I heard Gina Carano is coming back for season 4. Apparently,
they've already confirmed season 4.
Yeah, it's already.
Oh, good. Okay.
Favreau said he's already written it.
Yep. Apparently,
nice.
they're trying to get back Carano because they said she was kind of improperly fired.
The cancel card got declined.
Yeah. I mean,
got canceled.
Yeah, I'm okay with her coming back. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, you fuck up. I mean, hey, goddamn, you can't put a motherfucker on the stake just because they said some fucking crazy shit out their mouth. Like, all right.
Heck, I mean,
That's-
DC's letting a kidnapper still headline a movie this summer, so I mean, maybe.
And you know
Marvel's
what? The movie looks good though.
what? Right?
Exactly.
I mean, Alabama's still letting that kid play after he was delivering weapons and shit.
I mean, so like, I'm not mad, but man, I'm hoping we get to see. I hope we see
James
redemption of Boba Fett a little bit maybe this season. Apparently, this season of Mando goes right into Ahsoka. Apparently, the what I've been hearing rumblings is that it's on the same level, like it's like supposed to go right into Ahsoka.
Okay.
which makes sense, because that's the next show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think that's what they're going to start doing with their content, right? Like kind of scaling it back a bit, which is, as you're seeing every major streaming service doing the same thing, because they were all stupid and they're all losing money now. And now
let's be honest. Like, we can't all forget that 2020 happened, and that's why they started fucking going crazy with output, because everyone was fucking sitting at home. So they started greenlighting everything under the fucking sun because nobody was going to any movie theaters. Now that shit is flipped, and they're having to scale things back. So it's not a stupid move on their part, like that they were doing that. It's just they're trying to recalibrate now that people are going back to the fucking theaters again. And Avatar 2 is the third highest grossing movie of all time, while there's still a pandemic going on. shit's changing. So
No, I do get that, Steve. I just think that the part of the thing is you can't, especially with what you're charging per month, you can't have 18 to 20 just big budget movie level budget shows. It was an impossible task.
if the movie theaters never opened back up, they would have been able to pull it off, and they didn't fucking know.
None of y'all answered Kenneth's question. like he asked a question and y'all just glued like right by it.
Which one?
Alright.
Oh, the
So
predictions.
So we do.
for-
It's a side thing.
Prediction for Mando.
Jesus Christ!
My prediction for Mando
this is my problem.
is
now.
Grogu is gonna get some Jedi skills. Grogu is gonna mess some shit up, and it's all gonna be about.
That is
Grogu.
the weakest prediction I've ever heard. You just making up shit at this point.
I am. I don't know.
All right.
No idea.
Sorry, move on. God,
We're gonna have.
I thought he was just asking you that question because you started it off with Sean.
man. He's asking us all. We all watched it.
Well,
Well, I don't have any
And-
prediction.
and I think we're
I'm just
gonna
along for the ride.
go back to the home planet, and it's gonna be decimated.
Have they ever
Oh,
showed
of course, yeah.
Mandalore like that in like animation or on live action?
Well, they had the
So
fight. They had the battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the Battle of Mandalore. In the last season of
Mandalore is
some
basically
flashbacks.
Ahsoka and
Planet
Darth Maul battled on Mandalore.
Okay, so it has been. Okay, I just wasn't sure if it had been on there before, but that's still like that scene in the trailer where all those Mandalorians dropped out of that like air ship.
Yeah,
and,
that
like,
looked pretty dope.
bailed off with their jetpacks. That shit looks tough. It's like an army of badass assassin rocketeers coming to kick your ass. It's like
That looks great, man.
freaking sweet.
I can't wait. I'm very excited. And I didn't even realize, like, watching season 2, it started off with a bang. It just started off like, oh, we're going to go against this giant sand monster. And,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, God damn, like, that really went hard. So, yeah, I did hear there are rumblings of new Star Wars movies coming out. Apparently, Iger is trying to change the landscape. I mean, although you know more about that than I would, but like, I mean, to be honest, I mean, you do.
What I know is what has been played in the news. That's it.
Mm.
Like, man,
We'll talk off the air.
we're not. No, I'm not. I'm not part of the media stuff.
No. I mean,
I work. For
but like,
Disney Parks.
you know a lot about Disney, so I was like, well, maybe you know the change.
It's
in
true.
the
It's
Yeah,
true.
we'll talk
No,
off the air.
No, I mean, I think it makes sense, right? Like, but this year's a big year already with Indy. You know, you've got a lot of movies coming out, so I do see. I don't foresee Star Wars being just a series forever. You know what I mean? They're going to come up with a new slate of movies. I think they just want to kind of jump into something very new. You know,
Would
like-
anybody be opposed to the next Star Wars movie being Star Wars Episode 7? Whatever. Like they're just like,
redo it?
we're just
I
gonna
would-
start over.
To me, honestly, I would not be upset about it. I actually would be okay with it because, again, we're starting. If they go, years, it depends on what happens at the end of Mando and Ahsoka, where we go from there. Because remember, Ahsoka takes place during, these episodes, and so is Mando. Mando's like in the beginning, so Ahsoka takes place like in the middle. But like they can branch off and push to more like
Mando's episodes basically start to tease in what the First Order becomes.
right.
Yeah.
So at
They
this
still got a long way to go though, because you have
Well, they started showing
Luke
the
is-
cloning.
Luke
stuff.
is here at being this age, and then he's an old man in Episode 7. So
Well, the problem
We're
with the
still
Star Wars
20,
movies
like
is
20 or 30 years in between, or something like that.
like if you look at the chronological order of the story, the prequels are about the bad guys winning, the original trilogy is about the good guys winning, and then suddenly by the time we get to Episode 7, the bad guys won, and we didn't see that story. So we go from Jedi Knight badass Luke to he's some hermit like up in the mountains, like wanting to like not fight,
drinking nasty milk.
Yeah,
And
so-
there's a First Order that has a planet that they've turned into a gun that can kill multiple.
Yeah.
Like, God
So
damn.
like My
way worse
idea
than the
theory would
Empire.
be to show in these Disney Plus stories, especially if they do like at a Jedi Academy with Luke, we get to see him being a proper badass, but then we also get to understand his fall from grace, because it can't just because of turd brain Ben. It can't just be because of that. Like he had to go through a lot of other stuff. So if we see that descent of the good guys throughout the Disney Plus shows in this Mandalorian era, where it allowed the First Order to rise, it would at least make the sequel trilogy fit a little bit story wise and not be as
well.
shitty.
I think it could do what Rebels and Clone Wars and all those animated shows did for the prequel trilogy. Like they made them so much better, right? Like they made that prequel trilogy, except for Phantom Menace. I just do not like Kid Anakin. Kid Anakin still bothers me.
But still one of the tightest endings of a Star Wars movie of all fucking time. Like it's
agree.
so good.
It's one of the best saber battles in a Star Wars movie. I mean, it's probably the second best lightsaber battle live action in a Star Wars movie still. Like
wait, which battle?
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus
yeah.
Like
definitely.
still so good. I mean, and the music and everything playing just like, and then like the stop with the, you know, when they're in the doors and everything, it's so odd, just the tense, you know. But like I just fuck that, like whippy, like I just every time it just pops in my head, just cringe.
I watched it the other day, and it was.
Are you talking Jar Jar?
It was on TNT, and I was like,
no, it's talking about Kid Anakin, man.
Kid Anakin. Jar Jar's whatever,
yeah.
but like Jar Jar, like that was at the beginning of like what CGI could be. That was before Gollum and before all that. Like they put way like the fucking little droids, you know, the Roger guys. Those guys were fine. Just do that CGI, but like you make this whole underwater race, all this unnecessary shit that you don't need. Like, so much money and time, and it just looks like poop.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read the Darth Jar Jar theory, like the deep dive the guy did on Reddit?
Yeah, or he was like, because he was all in the Senate when shit was popping off, so like they were like Jar Jar's like secretly he was pulling some strings.
He's supposed to be like the anti-Yoda, where he would have like been revealed in Revenge of the Sith to be Palpatine, or basically like the mastermind behind it, and like that would have been ballsy as shit. But supposedly Lucas might have changed the script, you know, and because of the reaction he had, you know, back in '99. Who knows?
So
Can you imagine that shit?
stay on the subject of Star Wars. So there were rumblings that they're trying to change the time frame. Like they're trying to change everything that happened in the last episodes and kind of like not erase them, but kind of change the time.
Well, they can, right? Because we've seen Ahsoka time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because Ahsoka would not be alive if Ezra didn't pull her out of the time loop, which is something that everybody is not focused on, but we kind of gloss it over.
But you know why? Because
my hand gestures are kind of crazy.
It happened in animation, so a lot of people missed it. You know,
yeah. So
I think if they bring that in the Ahsoka series and talk about that, especially if she's hunting, not hunting, but
Thrawn,
looking for Ezra and hunting Thrawn and doing all that, like I bet they can do something with that and actually kind of maybe not completely wipe them out, but change the course of things. Like, you know, like Steve was saying, like in episode 7, like redo, but maybe it's not episode 7 that's the problem, it's episode 8. And if you bring in Ahsoka into that first part with Rey and Finn in the group, because we liked them in episode 7, we just didn't like how he turned out after episode 7.
No, yeah, the storyline went to straight garbage.
See if you're on mute if you were trying to say something. Sorry. So I think that would be really cool, right? If all of a sudden, like they kind of go to like the end of that movie, and all of a sudden Ahsoka shows up and says, "Rey, like we need to talk" or something, you know, like that, or she shows up with Leia. You know, they kind of redo that scene, but have Ahsoka move in, and it kind of changes the course of everything. Then we don't get that stupid.
Then Rey and Ahsoka go find Luke on the fucking hill, and he doesn't throw away his lightsaber and drink blue milk out of the tit of some
Right. You know what I mean? Because but the things, the order of things have changed. You know what with that. So
I mean, I think Hamill would love to come back as Luke Skywalker, but as a different Luke Skywalker, told by, Favreau and Filoni. You know what I'm saying? Like in that,
especially what they did. I mean, just that ending.
I don't know if there has ever been a more badass Luke moment than the ending of fucking Mandalorian season 2, where he just comes in there and wrecks shit for 5 minutes straight.
End of Rogue One, there's never been a badass moment of Darth Vader than at the end of Rogue One.
I thought Obi-Wan. I thought he was ruthless in Obi-Wan. Now, like
he was, but he wasn't.
A lot of people don't like Obi-Wan. Like I never realized how many people didn't like it. I'm like, wow, like how many? Like I listen to a lot of Star Wars shows, and like people really didn't like Obi-Wan. I'm like, really? Because I really enjoyed that last scene between him and Vader.
I liked it. I'm not complaining, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not expecting Citizen Kane every time I'm turning on the TV.
Yeah.
Well, even though I don't like Citizen
Kane's boring asshole movie.
I know it sucks.
We'll see what happens with Star Wars.
Garbage.
I hope we get new stuff. We'll see what happens, but hey, it's what it is.
The new Star Wars movies focus off Ezra or Mando.
I wouldn't mind. Like I gotta see how Ezra's played. Like if it's played out well, then we'll see how it plays out.
Have they cast Ezra?
I think they did. I really do think they did.
Was it the kid who played Aladdin?
I think so, but they haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
So, like when I think of like the Star Wars movies, like the episode movies, those are all kind of centered around the Force, right? But like then you can have like Star Wars stories that are separate, like Rogue One and all that. And like so, if they were doing another episode movie, I would expect that out of Mandalorian and Ezra. I would expect it to go follow Ezra because he's with the Force.
You're following the Jedi.
Yeah, you're following the episode movies are Force movies essentially.
Right.
I wouldn't mind a prequel set. Way,
Oh, they've been wanting the fucking Knights of the Old Republic shit to make a live action debut of some kind in some way. That lore is all there, thousands of years before Star Wars took place. Like crazy.
You could do a lot with that.
So Celebration is in April, and Ahsoka doesn't come out till May.
Celebration's in California this year, right?
No, Celebration's in Europe.
Oh, is it in Europe?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, it actually hasn't even been a release yet for Ahsoka yet. So I'm assuming it'll be after Celebration. I would assume, but we'll see. Anyway, moving on. What else? Anything else?
Cool. I mean, I didn't watch anything else this week. I did pick up a few things. If we want to get into the toy box,
We get into the toy box.
All right, let's get into the toy box.
All right, we're in the toy box.
We are in the toy box.
All right, so
What
going back to my CGC books.
Well, wait, let me share what I got real quick because it's like small shit.
Shut up a little.
He's got bigger stuff, so I'd rather
Shut up a little. I'm going first.
They opened up a Hobby Lobby by me this week.
Oh, okay, yeah. Have they got new stuff?
Everything was 50% off.
It's always 50%.
It's always that's the regular price.
They jack the shit up and then
It's always 50% off. But they always have good shit.
Yeah, they do. That's a nice pick.
So I scored this Boba Fett.
Is it like I'm painting or is it just
it's on canvas?
Yeah, that's what I meant, on canvas.
Yeah, it's on like a canvas frame piece.
Yeah. We got one. Jenny got one Back to the Future one from there.
And then I scored this one with the Falcon on it.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, really cool. That's really cool. They had a lot of cool shit. I was like, man, I'm gonna go crazy over there. But yeah, I scored these two pieces. They're $20 a piece, so it's not bad.
Oh, not bad at all.
Those are great, and I'm sure you'll be able to find more shit. Like their comic book little section where they have like comic art, like wall art, like the amount of shit that they have
it's
is
really cool. Like
crazy.
the comic print, you can get letters, so you can like print shit up. You can get I got a lot of stuff from there eventually, and it ends up in Alex's room because then I get like better stuff. So.
Yeah, they had a lot of Star Wars shit. So it was really, I was like, man, I'm gonna go crazy in here. So I'm probably gonna end up going get some more stuff. That was about it though. That's it. Go ahead.
Very cool. Very cool. Steve, you got anything?
Yeah, so I got Tape Talk, a little bit of Tape Talk.
TikTok.
So I already have these movies, but like this was kind of like a really cool. I don't have them in this condition, so it's the Indiana Jones trilogy. It's in the box. The box is in great shape, and while they do have plastic on them, the bottoms are ripped off, which sucks. But that does mean that these boxes are like in immaculate shape. Like they're freaking clean. I mean, again, it sucks. They've been opened, but the boxes are just in fantastic shape.
Now,
and
have you went back and watched the Indiana Jones movies?
Not on the VHS, but I'm gonna.
They're great, Steve. I watched all three of them. It's fucking great watching them again.
The artwork is so iconic, and like I said, I already have them all three, but not in this condition. So this would be really cool just to display by itself on something. The artwork on the box is great. I love how it has the description. It's kind of like on the bottom, like the back of the back of the box normally has like the words and shit. So that's really cool. Like it's just a cool find, and the price tag 75 cents. It's like you can't fucking beat it.
Holy shit!
Sure, I'll take that.
I'll that for
$1. And the other thing was a little bit more expensive, but I did get the new game Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, that's what Alex has been playing like fucking mad.
I was wondering if you bought it now because you never talked about it.
Series X. Well, here's the thing. As you guys know, I'm not.
You hate Harry Potter.
I don't hate Harry Potter. I'm just not much of a Harry Potter fan.
Fucking hate him.
No, I just don't understand the fucking you guys all love that Fantastic Beasts shit, and that shit is not good.
Okay, the first movie was good.
Yeah, you didn't even want to review the Harry Potter movies when we talked about it.
Sequels were not.
I have been pushing to review all the Harry Potter movies. What are you talking about?
Have you?
I have.
I thought it was just me and Lil. I don't remember none of that shit.
Oh
Yo, he's talking out his butt right now, Lil, because I ain't never.
What the fuck is happening? I wanted to do that.
Did he, Lil?
Yes.
I believe at one point Steve did bring up let's do it because
I haven't
seen
all of them. I just haven't seen all of them. Anyway, I've been itching for a new fucking game to play for who knows how long. Sean, you know what the fuck I'm talking about with that. There's just nothing out there.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and bit the bullet, bought it, and I thought, hey, as someone who's not like that big of a Harry Potter fan, I'll see if I can get into this. I'm fucking into this game. The combat is fucking awesome. Like the spells and shit, kicking people's ass with magic is fucking really sweet. I just today got the broom finally. Now
what house are you
tearing ass and fucking flying around shit. Of course I'm Slytherin. Tearing ass, flying around the whole castles and all the shit.
Of course,
bro.
It's
fucking tight. And like,
yeah, because you know why? Because Slytherin believes in purebloods and shit. So I totally believe you'd be Slytherin.
I don't know anything about that. They're the bad guys.
But yeah, who are racist and want their blood to be pure, and they don't like it mixed with
they don't
other.
Care about. Well, they don't. It's magic and non-magic people. It's not the same.
It is the same. It's the meaning behind
this angle sucks, and I don't like it.
Yeah, they had no black dudes on Slytherin.
Yes, they did. They had to have.
No, they did not. They did not one. They had one.
They were all blonde
white
hair,
people,
blue-eyed.
That was some bullshit. That was some.
I think they used to wear that band shit on their shoulders.
Yeah. As I said before,
that was some bullshit.
As I said before, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't fucking know any of this. I just know that they're the bad guys.
But you knew in your heart that you.
No, I didn't know in my fucking heart. Hella dumb.
You're like, of course I'm Slytherin. Of course.
They're the bad guys. I wanted to play as a bad guy and see how far you could get doing that.
Golly. Oh my god! Hey, Lil, what house you fuck with?
Gryffindor.
Me too. I'll fuck with Gryffindor all day, dog.
I've always been a Gryffindor.
Yeah, I'm a Gryffindor.
Steve, we just like mess with you. It was just funny how you came off with that, and I know you don't know the whole background of that shit.
I don't.
It is hilarious.
But
what's up, 3 Under Shadow? What's up, Archangel?
the flying though on the brooms and
Gleam in
shit.
the Cube is one I do not have on VHS.
Neither do I. That
That's
movie
a good
we
one.
reviewed that. That one's really good. That's the one where.
I would like to have that.
Anyways,
Tony Hawk?
the broom flying Sean is fucking dope. Like the combat's really good. The story so far is really good, and motherfuckers die in this game. Like the whole opening is like a fucking 10-minute animated movie, and it's great. And a motherfucker gets eaten by a dragon. Like what the fuck? Like it just
I'm gonna wait till Game Pass because it's gonna come right out on Game Pass.
maybe, but
Probably within a few months, or because it's an EA game, right?
no. Portkey Games, whoever that
Oh, it'll
is.
definitely be on Game Pass.
Warner
I don't know- I don't
Warner
know,
Brothers
though.
Games.
They're charging was $79 for like the decent package.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's what we got too for Alex.
I'm waiting.
That's why it's in the toy box. but it's the music is there. You know, I do know the themes from Harry Potter, the music of it at least. So it just feels good. It's just a nice, cool new game. The graphics are incredible. Like it's really, really good. So
Yeah, cool. Steve, there's a guess for the movie behind you.
huh?
James is guessing is the movie Dragonheart.
Oh, there it is. Yes, it is. He got it.
Yeah. And Ryan says the last Fantastic Beast he thought was good. So I haven't watched the last Fantastic Beast. I have to check that out.
I did. Oh, you didn't watch it at all? Oh, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Someone has to pay the Patreon thing to get you to watch it.
Just to get me to watch it.
And I will review all those Harry Potter movies. I want to do that. So
All right, cool. Then we'll have to set that up along with our Fast and the Furious franchise movies as well, leading to Fast 10.
we ain't gonna have time for that. Fast 10 comes out like real soon.
Does it come out real soon? I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right. So going down my comic book graded collection, especially because my focus is mainly on Silver Age, but again, like I said, if there's a key issue of a key character and I'm going to get it for well under fair market value, I'll pick that up because I got some other books coming. But I did get Tales of Suspense featuring Iron Man and Captain America number 63. This is the first Silver Age retelling of the origin of Captain America. It's in really good shape too. The 7-0.
Nice.
Really, really cool cover there. I'm gonna put myself in solo. Let's see that a little bit better. I got some glare there, but yeah. So cool.
That is cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Silver Age.
Yep. So gotta keep going with the silver books, because for me the silver books where the money's at. So
You're not gonna sell them.
when I'm old, I'll sell them. I'm not gonna sell them now. It's just it's like building up a savings account. This one's a really cool one. I got it for like half of what the fair market value is. It is a CBCS book, which is the only thing I'm like, CBCS doesn't do well. But when it comes to Silver Age books, I think that it doesn't really matter. And it's in great shape. This is another Tales of Suspense, but this is Tales of Suspense number 43. And this is the 5th appearance of Iron Man. So he's still in that big, clunky gold suit. This is before Avengers number 1 airs. And it's the first appearance of Kayla, Queen of the Netherworld. And like an old general there. But it's a really good, clean-looking book, too. That's what I like. It's only a 4.5, but I'm like, I kept looking at it. I read the grader's notes, and I'm like, it's really because the back is a little dirtier than like you would want it to be. And it's always got like all those old Silver Age have this guy on it. Like, I have so many books with this old dude on it drawing.
Who is it?
I don't know who it is. It's Albert Dorn, probably the greatest moneymaker in the history of commercial art. And it says they're looking for people who like to draw.
That's how easy it was to get a job back in the days, kiddos.
Yeah, you could have been an artist on these comics, but this these are so awesome. Well, I mean, Sean, this was 1963.
Yeah, exactly.
This was July 63. So this book is coming up on 60 years old. So
Civil rights movement.
Man, I don't know what happened tonight, but tonight we are getting really into the.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But I just love the clunky Iron Man armor because he only has it for like 10 or 12 10 or 12 books before he gets the. I think Ditko reimagined the green and the red and gold. So those are the 2 books I picked. I got this week. I got 2 more. Well, I got one that came today, but I haven't really opened it and kind of inspected it. So then I have one more coming Monday. Still looking for. I want some Golden Age horror, some pre-code horror. That's kind of what I want to try to get. A few of the Atlas books before they became Marvel that Stan Lee did. The problem with that is like literally if you look at the census, there's like a lot of those books have like 10 or 12 graded. It's really low and it's like all over the place. And like people don't really know how to price them. So sometimes I see them go for a lot. Sometimes I see them go for really cheap. So I'm trying to find a decent looking cover because I'd like a cover that has like some real like gore effects. You see some with like a decapitation or a ghost or like a skeleton or a graveyard. So I'm looking for some of those kind of some of those covers from like it's like it would be pre-54, before the comics code came in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my focus. I'd like to really try to get 1 or 2 of those, especially an Atlas one because that was pre-Marvel. That was Marvel before they changed their name to Marvel, and then maybe like an EC one, like the Tales from the Crypt kind, where you have the Crypt Keeper, but it's not Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
it'll be like it'll call like itself like Creep or something, but you'll have like a little picture of the Crypt Keeper or something, and like that's what I want to put up. I want to have them like on the side here.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of those going up. So. That's part of it, and then also continue to keep up with the Silver Age Spideys. So, so that's it for this week of those 2. We will be talking about this movie coming up.
Sean, you wanted to show some statues in the toy box?
You did.
Oh yeah, I thought everybody was in. Kenneth, you got anything for a toy box?
Not right now. I've actually got a little care package I need to get to Alil. It's been I've been sitting on it because I didn't want the weather to screw the arrival up. Because I was doing all those subscriptions, Loot Crate and all that stuff, and so there were some gems every once in a while. I think actually I sent some of that stuff to you guys about a year ago. Was it? I think something like that.
I think so.
But I've got limited space, and so I kind of the creative direction I'm going with. Some of the stuff I want to do, I'm going to be focusing on Elder Scrolls and Fallout related kind of merchandise and toys. So I just have my little man cave desk here. So I'm just going to have it kind of consistent with the stuff I'm going to be putting out.
What kind of Elder Scrolls stuff do you want? Because these 2 guys love that game, right?
Oh,
well, I do.
Well, I'm not too much of.
Well, that's Sean.
Yeah, I want more like kind of abstract things, like not necessarily like figurines, but
prop
like
replicas,
helmets, replicas, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. That's kind of
some of those cool masks from Skyrim that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Those like skull-looking masks.
Yeah,
You can find a lot of that shit on Etsy and stuff.
There's actually a pretty legit female Skyrim character, the Dovahkiin, that I've seen around, but she's kind of pricey these days, so I don't think I'll get her. It's downside of waiting 10 years after the game comes out, right? But the next Elder Scrolls 6, I don't know when that's going to come out, but I'm definitely going to be looking for the Legendary Edition and other stuff for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. They keep delaying all that stuff so much.
So you played. I'm guessing these are all Series X games, only, right? Because these are all Bethesda. Am I right?
But none of them have been on Series X.
Skyrim came out in 2011.
Yeah, that was the last game.
So yeah.
Well, then they came out.
They keep re-releasing that game.
Yeah, they keep re-releasing it. The last time was on Xbox One with the 4K and I think 3D or virtual VR. I think VR.
That's on Game Pass, I think, right now. And the latest version allowed all the mods, so you could just go in there and like choose whatever. There was a mod that gave you a room that gave you anything you wanted. You just walked in the room and like, I want 100 fucking things of health potions, and I want the most powerful weapon in the game, and you just walk in there and get it, and then leave, and then go tear ass through the game. Like, it was they did some crazy stuff with Skyrim. It was a lot of fun.
Interesting.
But they came out with Elder Scrolls Online. So it's like once they came out with Elder Scrolls Online, that's all they've been doing. That plus the Fallout 76 stuff, which is all their online game stuff.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. I mean, Steve, I know you're playing, the Hogwarts Legacy, but it's like I look at the gaming landscape, right? And like there's nothing even remotely exciting coming out.
Diablo 4 looks really good.
Fucking Diablo, bro. So Diablo, that's what I'm waiting for.
And Starfield's gonna be fucking great too. Ooh.
But
Oh, I
when's
guess
that come
that's what else Bethesda has been working on this
But when
year.
does that come out?
This year.
Diablo comes out.
Are you sure?
June comes out. Diablo comes out in June. Starfield definitely comes out some point in time this year. That's what Bethesda's been doing. Besides the Elder Scrolls game, is they've been making the Starfield game,
Okay.
and that shit. I can't wait for that. They're also working on a new fucking Mass Effect game that's supposed to because that last one they made, the Mass Effect Andromeda, that game is lightweight shit. So like,
But even with those two games, right? Like you have 3 major consoles that are that can take games right now and nothing. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is supposed to come out at some point.
yeah.
Wolverine's next year. But it's like I just don't see too much excitement like we've had in years past, where it seems like we're getting a ton of cool games to play like over and over again.
Well, they just
Diablo
keep-
4, man. Everybody's on that Diablo 4, man. When that
Yeah, but
shit
again, that's
comes,
still June, and we'll see.
everybody playing that shit. I put money on that. The server's gonna probably crash.
we're gonna be.
What
in
was that game
tough.
that you guys were all hyped on that you both jumped off?
Ghost Recon?
No, that you jumped off very quickly after like getting it. And I was about to buy the game until you guys said that you're done.
Elder Scrolls.
No, you're talking about Gotham Knights, but
No, Gotham Knights. I got Gotham Knights.
No, not Elder Scrolls. It was what was that one Dave played?
Game Dave was playing. That Dave kept playing
Elden
like
Ring.
over Elden Ring.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
you
that
guys
game.
were so hyped up for Elden Ring, like it was nobody's business. You're like, this is gonna be the greatest.
well,
game.
we thought it was multiplayer. That's why.
And not only that, but if you go back and watch the trailers and the fucking gameplay videos from that shit, that game did look like it was gonna be fucking.
Yeah, but
tight.
that's the thing too with these games. A lot of times they show you the game. They don't show you gameplay footage. They're showing you like their cinematic footage, and then it's like nothing like the game. That's all I'm saying is like I just don't see the gaming industry doing as well overall as they had in the past. Like they're not. It doesn't seem like they're focused on good games. It seems like it's a lot of shovelware.
Well, it's unbelievable games and then everything else. There's no longer are there just cool games or just good games that are run of the mill. They're either fucking AAA and they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars making them, or they're like indie games. And that's it. Like there's no middle ground anymore. And those big ass games take fucking a lot of time and energy. And then people shit on them. Like, but then like they fuck it up too. Like Gotham Knights. Like I had a lot of fun for like 2 weeks, but then there was nothing else to do.
I played that once after we played, and it was like, I'm done.
There was just nothing to do once you get. Well,
I'm curious about Suicide Squad. I'm curious, but I'm like,
did you hear that game? You have to be online to play that game, whether you're in solo or
I know that's a problem.
What is that for? Like,
and to me that to me shows me that might be a game that I could wait till Game Pass for that bullshit. Because it'll eventually show up on Game Pass.
The problem is it's going to be fucking awesome, but it's going to be awesome for like a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a short ass story, and you can
play
it multiple times, so you can unlock these different suits and different weapons and blah 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 blah. But like, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Sean, did you look up those statues or no?
Yeah, I was waiting for you. So this one I want to show you real quick because this is all you.
Okay, I'm gonna add this to the stream. We'll go to the side. Ooh, what is this?
This is Diamond Select, though. It is a Diamond Select.
Is it a premiere?
Spider-Man statue.
A resin?
Say.
That's a little $50 joint.
It doesn't say the price of it either. It's
PVC, $50 a little.
It's a $50 set. I don't want it. It's too
comes
small.
for the package in a full color box.
That's the thing that goes on your little shelves.
It is 10 inches, a little.
It
Yeah,
just goes
so
on a bookshelf somewhere back there, just looking cool.
I have a lot of those Spider-Man ones that can do that.
Then you can have another one for $50.
I'd rather just put the money toward getting that full size bust. But
Oh.
it's not a bad looking statue though. That to me is Romita art statue.
So you would have wanted that exact statue if it was resin and over a foot tall.
if it was resin and 12 inches, I would be on it. That $150 $200 mark that the Diamond Premier are going for, done.
Well, if you're a fan of TMNT, Iron Studios dropped a lot of stuff this week. They dropped this. Can you see it?
Not yet.
It's frozen. I just see a Spider-Man.
No reason why, because I didn't. Whatchamacallit?
Share the multiple screens.
Yep. Sorry.
It's okay. We're still novices at this sharing the screen kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, this is the TMNT.
Dang.
But they're so small.
Are these Iron
Oh, they're
Studios?
little guys, but they're fucking great looking though.
Yeah, Iron Studio. That
Yeah,
is.
so they're the 1/10 scale. Yeah.
Yeah. But they look great though. Like they
They
really
look
do look pretty
fucking
good.
awesome.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah, but $215 for 1/10.
I know it's so expensive.
Yeah.
They've all gone up so much.
It's so they are very expensive. But they look great though.
I mean, the
Like,
Bebop Rex, they look fantastic.
yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, but $430 for the pair.
Yeah.
And that's no turtles in that scale. So add the turtles to it, you're looking at $1,200.
Oh, a little. The turtles were already there. They sold out. Already.
I know, yeah, I know. There was like 250 out there.
Well, I mean, Steve, you would have loved this one.
Oh, that is fucking rad. Look at that. That's very cool.
What if he lifted his mask off and he was Arrow?
I wouldn't buy it.
No one would buy it,
It was
though.
Steven Amell.
$175. It's even cheaper than the other ones. Dang.
Because these get. Wait, go back. There was a Stephen Amell. Not Stephen Amell. There was an April O'Neil one. I'm curious what that one was.
Oh, the April O'Neil one.
Yeah.
This is older stuff though. But the Krang looks kind of cool, but it looks weird.
The Krang?
No,
She looks like has an itchy head.
Well, she's got her headset on.
Yeah. It's not too bad though. I love the detail that they do, man.
Yeah, I like that she's got a turtle comm on her hip and all that kind of stuff. That's not a bad.
It's not a bad piece. I mean,
Everything is in that scale. Do they have a Splinter in that scale too, or
no, they have not released a Splinter. I don't know how I feel about this Krang. Like he's taking a shit, but
because they
Looks
wanted
like
they had to keep him in that scale size.
it's like a sumo. He's like a sumo Kang.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy with my PVC ones. I really am. The animated PVC ones, I just happy with it.
they also are releasing. They're doing He-Man too.
Is that She-Ra right there?
They did a She-Ra, which is cool. I mean, I'm not really into Iron Studios stuff, but I mean, they do a pretty good job with being so small, but some really good detail.
I kind of really like that She-Ra, man. Not gonna lie, because I don't need a giant She-Ra, but
it's a good piece. Really cool. It's 11 inches tall, so but it's $204. So I don't know. I've seen another one too, but I mean, they all look pretty fucking good, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. That He-Man, I'm surprised you didn't really kind of pull a trigger on this one, but it's sold out now.
How much is this one though?
This one was $264 though. But it came with
the 1/10, right? Yeah, but it came with the front of the castle.
Yeah.
Whew. But it looks so nice.
I know.
Dang.
It's pretty legit. I don't need it. I already have one, so I'm cool.
Wait, it says pre-order, so it's not sold out.
It says sold out. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's sold out right
Sold
there.
out.
Oh.
Right there. But everything else is pre-order, but everything else is like all this shit. Like that thing.
They had a He-Man without the castle.
Yeah, this just came out like the other day, and it's already sold out already.
People are just getting those sets together, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Those
That's what Iron Studios does best.
Those shells are gonna look nice.
I mean, those X-Men with the Sentinel fucking pieces.
I mean, there's a couple pre-order ones now. Look at this shit though. The base is ugly as shit.
yeah, it's really busy.
That is the worst base I have ever seen. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, is that Mando's
Yeah,
ship?
it's a ship though.
The ship looks great, but yeah, that base looks trash.
Yeah, that base is trash.
Like
Now-
they could have just made it clear. Like I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Now, Kent, they are coming out with one from Hasbro. and-
Oh, go back to Grogu's detail was really good on that.
Yeah. It's not
He's
bad for-
squinting like he's
Yeah.
like, man, we're gonna get into some shit now.
I mean, it's a huge piece. Like it is. Let me see if they show the scale on that. I mean, that thing is huge.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
So that's over a foot tall.
kill you. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's a big piece,
Almost 2 feet long.
but everybody's coming out with one. So it's like Sideshow's coming
And
out.
someone's
with
gonna
one.
have a better base than that.
Well, Sideshow's coming out with it without the base. It's just kind of it'll fit Hot Toys scale kind of shit.
Mm.
So it's gonna be like this big, huge. And then there's another company called MYC. They're releasing one that's gonna be like a foot long. And then Hasbro's releasing one that's gonna probably be like in vintage collection scale. So I'm pretty sure it'll probably be like as big as a Razor Crest, maybe a little bit smaller. I'm gonna probably get that one. This is amazing. I mean, it's for $1,000. I don't know if I'd get it, but
Oh, it does come with the throne. Okay.
yeah, Vader on the throne.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He needs to have a hand that fucking has the saber.
Yeah, the only thing
walkable
it comes
hand.
with the face, the extra face. But I mean, I think it's huge.
God damn. Look at that thing. 18.9 inches high.
It's not bad. 31 in width and 29 in depth.
It weighs 33 pounds. Dude.
I mean, it's a cool piece. There's a 1/10 scale. They're doing pretty good, man, with these things. But I don't know how I feel about that base. But I mean, it's not a bad piece for $100 bucks. It's a cool piece.
Oh, it lights up.
You know what? I don't think it does. I think that's just the effect they have on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it lights up.
Yeah, it didn't. It definitely doesn't have sparklies at the end of
Yeah.
it too.
I don't care about that. It looks
Well,
weird.
that's the one Jenny would buy.
Oh, really?
That's the Luke with Grogu.
Yeah, she would buy that. She was actually looking at. There was a statue with Luke and Grogu that she saw. I think it was a diamond one.
Huh.
I mean, it's pretty nice.
Eh.
Well, she loves Luke. She loves Grogu.
Nah, I need a real like mythos Luke Skywalker.
Would you get a Luke statue or like with him from season 2 finale? Like with the hood and fucking.
Well, they have one. They have one, Steve. I don't like it. Like it's too small for me. Like I need like this is the
Well,
one.
yeah, Iron Studios has one, but
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
It's
This
too
is-
small though. Like I don't. It's a nice piece, but it's too small.
Nah, it's so badass though.
It is pretty badass, but it's like 10 inches. Like what am I gonna do with that? It's like a little baby. So small.
I mean, if you think 10 inches is a little baby, then you've got some problems. I mean, 10
and
I don't know.
inches to me-
I
10
don't
inches to me is gigantic.
I guess I'm with Sean. Like I don't know what the fuck I would do. With.
yeah,
10
and then
inches.
this piece right here is calling me.
Oh, the Iron Giant.
Yeah, that looks great. And
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's gonna be too small for you. You're gonna
no, this motherfucker is not too small. I'm gonna show you how big this shit is. You see
Yeah.
Oh shit! Go back.
how big?
It's
Okay.
2 feet tall.
Never mind. I
It
thought
is
it was.
2
I thought it
feet
was part of
tall.
their 1/10 scale.
no,
Holy
no,
cow.
it is
20
not. Hello.
What did that say? 23.8.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Wow.
That is
14
perfect
inches
for
in
my-
depth.
my
Wow.
bestest.
15 pounds. Yo, Sean, and the great thing about that is like the colors of the trees, like just make it that movie. Like that's the color palette of the whole movie.
I know, Steve.
Wow.
And it comes with a little Hogarth.
My only problem is it's $1,000.
Damn.
Is that your problem though? Come on.
That's I don't know, man. That's
Pull the trigger.
I mean $1,000 plus
$1,000.
shipping.
And it's not gonna fit in your Star Wars collection.
Well, I mean,
It can fit in his movie and animated and all that stuff.
yeah, I still got some. I still got like I still have He-Man and Optimus Prime, and then I got
Yeah, you can start getting
Spider-Man.
rid of those He-Mans.
Yeah, no,
not yet.
Fuck
Not
no,
yet.
no. No, I went through a lot of shit to get that motherfucker. I ain't letting that one go. That's about it. This was interesting though. Like they got the Goonies. Oh well, I guess they did. I don't know what happened to it. I'm not gonna go searching for it either. But that's really it.
We got Goonies. That's interesting.
Yeah, they got everything now. They went all out.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's interesting. Yeah. So
that was it. I don't think anything Sideshow came out with as of recent. I'm pretty sure that that's coming out soon, but
my guess is we won't hear from Sideshow much until closer to San Diego at this point.
Probably. They might do something for Celebration. I mean, they probably do something for
Well, they'll do some Star Wars stuff. There'll be like a Star Wars release or something, probably.
Yeah, I'm gambling on a Jedi Luke. I'm gambling on one, man, because of was it the 60th anniversary of Return of the Jedi?
60th
Or the 50th? I'm sorry.
No, it'd be 45. Oh, Return of the Jedi it would have been 40.
Is it 40th anniversary?
83, yeah.
So the 40th
83.
anniversary of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm gambling on something good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm sure they'll do something.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
looking at
about it.
movie news. I really don't see much.
They're making a bunch of new Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, and Steven Yen was it Yen?
Kenneth, did you watch the Lord of the Rings movies on Prime?
Oh yeah. I actually took my wife through all the Lord of the Rings movies because she hadn't seen them.
Did you
Oh,
show her the
so
extended editions?
Yes, so we actually started with the Hobbit.
true versions.
Um,
You went through
yeah.
the whole. So you started
Mhm.
at the beginning.
Yeah, so which actually works because obviously the Hobbit movies aren't as good as the Lord of the Rings, so it kind of
tempered the
worth watching.
expectations.
Yeah, so it kind of
But
builds.
but that's a dangerous game to play because she might just call it quits
Yeah, that's true.
halfway
No.
through the 18th random
Wow.
storyline in the fucking second movie. You're like, what
Yep.
is happening?
Yeah, it did kind of drag on a bit, but yeah, then of course the extended editions. So I think the Fellowship I think we watched in one sitting, but Two Towers and Return of the King we definitely split up. But it worked out pretty well. And the Rings of Power show, I'm kind of in the minority of liking it. I don't know.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I definitely liked it. I was all in on it. I think Steve he was a little like, but for me, I mean, I enjoyed it. Although, did you watch it?
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't love it like I loved the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Like
Yeah.
Lord of the
Steve,
Rings trilogy.
Did you like Ring of Power?
You're on mute, Steve.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Sorry, I had to let my dog in. I still need to go back and watch the last two episodes because I feel like I missed something. Like it was just like it ended, and I was like, did I miss? I must have missed something. I must have missed some drop line, something somewhere. But there was something missing for me. But for what it was, I liked it. I thought it looked great. Like production wise, like it looked really good. The music was all really good. I have seen some funny memes though, when they're like showing like the armor, and they're like, look what these motherfuckers had in Lord of the Rings movies when like they were supposed to be like some downtrodden fucking. They were like getting all their armor off of dead bodies, and then look at these fucking fully funded assholes on Ring of Power. And it looks way worse. Like it just looks like cosplay. You're like, ooh, not a good look.
Yeah.
Does it always happen that way though? You know what I mean? Like the movies with a lower budget seem to bring it.
Did they ever come out with extended editions of the Hobbit movies?
They actually did.
Oh no! What else could there have been?
The only thing I remember that was really good was the Battle of Five Armies starts off with the elves and the dwarves actually fighting because in the theater release they're about to fight and the goblins show up.
Yeah, they turned and the goblins came up out of the ground. I watched it today actually. And it came up out the ground and then they went straight to it.
So in the extended edition, it's this awesome scene where the elves fire a volley of arrows.
Arrows, yep.
And the dwarves fire those spinny things that just obliterate the arrows as they come in. So they don't actually ever hurt each other. But it would have been great to see that scene in the theater where they actually start to fight before the goblins show up.
I agree.
But-
I mean, again, I love all of them. I really did, and I actually like the Five Armies. I really enjoyed
that movie. Made me mad. I
fucking
went to the theater and I was
everything about it.
didn't like it.
I enjoyed it. I watched it today. I was glued in. I was like,
But I need to go back and I actually recently rewatched the extended editions of the original Lord of the Rings, and it's just crazy how much better they are than the theatrical versions. Like they explain so much shit. Like I remember I was watching the extended editions, and I never read the book, so I'm not like deep in the lore. But like halfway through the Two Towers extended edition, Aragorn was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm like totally like 150 years old. Like I'm gonna live like a really long time." You're like, "What the fuck?" Like.
Yeah.
That was never explained ever. Like him and Arwen would have been together for a long motherfucking time. Like it's not like he's just gonna die in 20 years. Like I don't know. It was just random things like that, or how they basically just were like, "Hey, remember that evil wizard that was the main villain in the first like 2 movies? He's just on top of the building. We're just gonna leave him there. Never think about him again." And the extended editions, they're like, "Hey, remember that motherfucker? We're gonna deal with that."
Yeah. But then, even then, compared to the books, see, in the books, he and Wormtongue, they let them go, and those dudes go up to the Shire. And so, after everything's all said and done, the 4 hobbits back to the Shire, and Saruman and Wormtongue were running the place, and it was like a whole chapter where all the skills they learned, they brought back with them to overthrow this wizard, with rallying all the hobbits to fight against them. And so
there wasn't enough time.
Oh man, it was already. They could screw it. It was 5 hours extended edition. They could have easily just added another 20 minutes. What's another?
But there was already like 12 endings. Like if they had more, it would have been like, God damn, another adventure. I thought we were just wrapping this shit up.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded another adventure.
I still wanted that Gimli and Legolas adventure, man. When they go off in battle, I wanted to see that movie.
I think the thing that made me the most mad was the undead army. Like in my head,
when
they
just kind of wave
zombies and like half melted people, like doing all this cool shit. I'm like Peter Jackson, like he's gonna do some crazy dark shit. And then it was
just
green fucking like cheated.
Yeah,
I was cheated.
Yeah, because like he did Frighteners, right? That was like a legit ghost movie.
Frighteners was great.
Yeah, but I get it. I mean, the movies were already super long as is. I mean, if they would have ended up with that, like, he was picking and choosing, and he thought that wasn't as important.
It was just silly. They show up in a boat, and it was just like they jump off, and then millions of green ghosts. Like, what?
I mean, to be honest, that whole fucking battle though was amazing though. Before all that shit, I mean, damn.
Which one?
Legolas jumping on the fucking the elephant, taking that motherfucker down with 3 arrows.
He slides off the trunk.
That shit was beautiful. It didn't slid down like he was fucking Fred Flintstone and shit. I was like, nice. Like that shit was sweet, man.
Dude, Legolas had moves. Remember in the Two Towers when he rode the fucking shield down the stairs? Shot people while he was doing that, then kicked that shield into somebody's fucking neck, and then shot another fool. Took an arrow out of one dude, shot it at another dude.
Legolas was the shit in the Hobbit. Like, yo, he was fucking shit up in the Hobbit movie. Like, he was kicking ass and taking names. I was like, yo, this dude is all time.
The only figure I ever bought from those movies was a Legolas figure.
Yo, I mean, Legolas was the fucking best. Like, if they do another one, they better bring Legolas back. Orlando Bloom, you need to do it again. Also, I started watching Carnival Row. Goddamn, I meant to tell you that. Season 2 of Carnival Row came out.
I was waiting for that to come all the way out, but is it good?
It's good. I enjoyed it. Like, you know what I mean?
I liked the first season. There was some sexy shit in that first season.
There was. I would definitely give me a pixie.
A little. You want to know how fairies have sex? This show will show you.
It will show you, and it was phenomenal.
All right. We got Ryan asking if we're watching Cocaine Bear.
I don't think I'm going to go to the theater for it.
I'm not going to go to the theater to go see it.
It'll be on video. It'll be on demand, like in
like
like
a week.
or two.
yeah, like a week. So
I've heard really good things about it. I've heard that like it's just like fucking just fun. They're like, it is as it's advertised. It's about a bear fucking doing cocaine and going
It's
crazy.
amazing to me how they actually put it on like TV and commercials.
Did you see the Asylum version though that's coming out? You know how they always make like the rip-off movies like Atlantic Rim and shit?
Mm-mm, I see.
The fucking their movie is called Meth Gator.
Well, I mean, I live in Florida, and that's every day.
Guaranteed that movie is going to take place in Florida.
Every day.
You see that old lady? That old lady?
I saw
I
that.
saw that. Yeah.
That was so sad. I was like, oh man,
Just trying to save her puppy.
that was some bullshit. That gator ain't give a fuck. he had an attitude.
Oh, did she die from that?
Yeah.
Oh no, yes she
Oh.
did.
Oh,
He pulled her.
I saw a picture of it, but I didn't see the video, so I thought it was.
There's
Like,
another video too.
The video doesn't really, the one that is
It's
out
not
there
graphic.
doesn't show anything.
did you see that camel whoop that dude's ass and kill him? That's
A
yeah,
camel?
look up,
Camel?
yeah, camel. He like punches the camel in the face or something like that, and the camel rips the dude up. They put the thing down, unfortunately, afterwards. But yeah, he gets blood all over the street. He just gets ragdolled. Don't fuck with the camels.
With the camel.
Camel and camel.
Big ass animals. They're bigger than you. All they have to do is just like you can't
Decide.
even like mess with cows. Like you don't
Yeah.
mess with things that are big. Like
You
what are
understand,
doing?
like the giraffe, the giraffe's kick. It's one of the reasons why, like out in the wilderness, like nobody fucks with a giraffe because its kick can kick right through you.
A giraffe kick, a horse kick is a fucking Achilles.
Oh yeah.
Like yo, I seen a little girl.
that is
I seen
a
little girl
genuine
get
fear
off
of
the
mine.
horse in The Last of Us, and she got off backwards. I was like, oh my god! I was like, she about to get kicked by a horse. Like that shit scares the shit out of me.
Everybody talks about,
It's
oh, let's go ride horses. I'm like, fuck that.
Fuck
I ain't-
you can have that horse all day. Look, it is not the
Yeah.
end of the world yet. I do not need to get around. And when it comes to like, okay, I
And
need a
when it's
horse.
the end of the world, I walk like that. I ain't fucking.
I
with
am
no
not
horse.
getting no
Because at
motherfucking
that
horse.
point, it might be a zombie horse.
I will get on a pony. I got a little Sebastian. I get
You
me
get on
little-
a mini horse and you're just like,
That is how you guys will both
You're-
die in the zombie apocalypse. Sean will be riding a fucking pony, get eaten. After a Lil who's walking in protest gets eaten, and I'm booking on a fucking horse.
it's not in protest. I don't know if that's a zombie horse, if that horse would kick my ass. Who the fuck knows? You
I
get that. If you don't got a
I
saddle,
ain't
you get
never
that
rode a
chase
horse.
ball shit.
I ain't a road horse. I ain't gonna act like I know how to ride a horse. Fuck that bullshit. You can keep that horse. You and that horse can go.
Like,
all
but how
down.
long? You see how you bounce on those things? Like, how long before like you lean too far forward and just catch one? You know, like
Oh yeah, you guarantee you catch a lot more than just one.
Yeah, I know.
That
I know those
chafing in
cowboys
the
had
guys.
issues.
No.
I said, I know those cowboys had issues.
it's just a lot of.
Yep, they didn't reproduce. That's for sure.
Fuck that.
All right, I guess.
So, anyways, new new Lord of the Rings movies kind of.
New Lord of the Rings. I didn't see anything else really big. I mean, like as I said, Stephen Wen, he's been cast in a Marvel movie,
The Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts. They said
Stephen
it's a
Yeun.
big role. Yoon, yeah, sorry.
That's
Big
the
role.
that's the dude from Walking Dead, right?
Yeah,
And
Walking
Invincible.
Dead. He was in Nope, Invincible. Yeah, so and it's a big role supposedly. So we'll see.
Well, is he doing like a voice cast? You think? Because they already released that one still shot of the
Well,
lineup, and those are all just normal humans. So they've.
I don't
gotta
think
have
he's doing it,
more
but they're
people.
What
gonna
if,
add more. That
what if
that shot is a early shot. They've already taken
Okay.
Ghost out of the movie.
Oh, they took her out. Oh, that's
Yeah,
too bad.
she's not going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
do you think we could have a what's his name? Is it Amadeus Cho?
Amadeus Cho. I mean, he was
Stephen
younger.
Yeun to be Amadeus Cho. Now you have another Hulk.
He was younger. Although I think he could be. I think you could pull it off. But I don't know. Yeah, why not? Especially if they're not going to go Red Hulk first. If
Oh, they better go fucking Red Hulk.
Thunderbolt Ross wants to test it on somebody else, who knows?
It's gonna be
Maybe-
Harrison Ford. I mean, you gotta see. Could you imagine if the Red Hulks, if he like goes Hulk mode and then just stays that way, and it's just this CGI model that they can use moving forward, having the Red Hulk's face be modeled after Harrison Ford moving forward would be fucking
they
awesome.
need to model it after William Hurt, man.
I mean, I guess that does. That
But
does
they
make
already
sense.
they already cast Harrison Ford though, didn't they?
Harrison Ford
Yeah.
is playing.
He is playing Thunderbolt Ross. He's going to be president of the United
Okay.
States in Captain America: New World Order,
Okay.
and
So-
that comes out before Thunderbolts.
So make Red Hulk's face look like William Hurt when he transforms. Just to, you know.
Or maybe give it a nod. Not a full
Yeah,
William
so-
Hurt, but give it a nod.
You know how
Yeah.
they do those like superimposed faces.
Yeah.
They just
Kind of like
their
a blend.
best. Yeah, to make it
Yeah.
look like the one
Gotta
guy
do
and then Hulk it
something.
out.
Yeah.
Becky 2, The Wrath of Becky, is coming out.
The hell
What
is
is
Becky?
what is Becky?
do? Is there a
Didn't you watch Becky?
Oh, is that the one where Kevin James was the skinhead and
Yes.
then attacks the house and the
Yeah.
little girls there? And
Oh yeah.
So that's coming out.
that
Really?
little girl is psycho, man. That little girl's got some issues.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, you listened to a podcast, and I swear I thought this may have been it, about kids in a theme park in an apocalyptic time.
Kinda. It was an audiobook called Fantastic Land.
Okay, there's a movie coming out called The Park Trailer. It's about kids battling for control of the theme park in post-apocalyptic thriller.
Yeah, mine only took place during a hurricane. It wasn't a post-apocalyptic thing, but that it does kind of sound like the same.
It did, yeah. I remember what you're talking about. I was wondering if that was the movie.
But that's pretty cool because when you do that, like the cool thing about that is all the different areas of the park. Like you have there was one that was like ancient Roman times in this area, and there was a pirate area, and there was like a sports area, and there was like fucking army area, and all these different little areas, but then they all kind of hunker down and like that becomes who they are. So
Interesting. So like a Lord of the Flies in a theme park with different groups.
yes.
Rogers the Musical from Hawkeye is set to perform at Disneyland Resort.
Disneyland, yep.
You are gonna see it and you're gonna give it a hero.
I'm not because it's in Disneyland, so I'm not going.
Yes, Zach Galifianakis. They are doing a live action Lilo and Stitch, and I do not want to see that because that is going to look very bad.
I love the animated movie, so
I like the style of animation in the animated movie a lot.
I know.
That gives the movie a lot of like its charm.
I think that's really it.
Yeah.
So,
Did we talk about who Stephen Young is going to play in Thunderbolts?
We did a whole thing.
Just the whole thing.
I don't. Yeah, do we know? Do we know
We're
who?
talking about Amadeus Cho. We don't know who he's going to
Oh,
be.
you said Amadeus Show. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard y'all talking about it, but it just kind of. I didn't hear.
Not important when you're not saying it. So
No. I heard you talk about Amadeus Cho, but I didn't hear you say Stephen Young. That's why.
No, I get it.
Welcome to Derry. HBO Max officially gets a prequel series, Greenlight. Basically, but it's called Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, it's like, but it's gonna be. There's gonna be several of these shows. There's one coming out called Crystal Lake,
Yep, on Peacock.
and it's all about Crystal Lake before Jason Voorhees.
It's not all. They came out and said the first season will be like that, and then each season after will follow. It'll be a season as the movie.
See, that I would be on board with, right there. That'd be fucking sweet.
Could you imagine a whole season of fucking Jason Takes Manhattan? I would fucking just.
Yeah, but that would be
I'd
like,
be-
but every episode you'd have to like up the kill and like everything would have to get more like crazier and crazier. I don't think they would do that. You'd have like tons of filler and like a lot of drama and character development. That's not what I don't like fucking
It's good character.
Friday the
development.
13th for that.
If it's good character and good kills, I'll take it.
It'd be hard to do that long form, I think.
I mean, if Jason's
That
killing 100
style.
people a season, I'll take it.
I mean, maybe some of those movies had really low body counts.
Especially what's his face is singing in the fucking outhouse. Ooh, baby. What the fuck?
Corey Feldman?
No, it wasn't Corey Feldman. It was
No, I was just saying, like Corey Feldman could be on now singing in an outhouse, and Jason just shut up.
just bust through. Could you imagine if they brought back Corey Feldman to play Tommy Jarvis? Holy shit.
They could do it on Peacock.
That would
Anything's
be
possible.
Last but not least, Something is Killing the Children adaptation is coming to Netflix.
Yeah.
Did you guys read that book or?
From the creators of God.
I have like the first 10 issues.
I've heard good stuff about it. I don't know much about
Yeah,
it.
so if you're looking for that book for
yeah, that's gonna
going up in price already. It's already
I don't have it anymore.
shit.
So.
Oh, that's right, you got rid of all your stuff.
Yeah.
It's going up. So sell now. With the announcement, I don't think it'll get higher. Although maybe, I mean, freaking
There's so many issues out there though.
well, exactly, and there's 16 different variant first covers.
I know.
Which is a lot different than The Last of Us. The Last of Us, that book is skyrocketing. It's $1,000 raw. But that book was limited. Nobody cared about it. And now, like if you end up with like a CGC 9.8 of that book, you can easily get $2,500 for it. So that's why everybody's now trying to find all those video game comics now.
Why?
Because they're gonna start making
video game movies. You know, like Horizon.
If Mario pops off like this does. Wait, fucking. They're all gonna start. Double Dragon's gonna get a new movie. Metroid's gonna get a movie. Kirby's gonna get a fucking movie.
I was kind of playing by Double Dragon #1. I saw a CGC 9.8 of that, and I'm looking at the cover, and I'm like, this just looks awful. But I do love Double Dragon.
And you know what else is gonna happen? Donkey Kong's gonna get a spin-off series, the Donkey Kong Country movies, with all those characters. Those are all coming. Yoshi, like. If Mario Brothers pops off, we're gonna have a lot of Mario Brothers over.
Well, on top of that, Mario's also has its own theme park part in Universal, so it's just we're gonna be overwhelmed with Nintendo properties.
It's about time. Like
I love it.
It's untapped.
You know me. It's what I love. Mario does good. It's another thing I love.
And then Sean, the new Captain N will come out. Oh, maybe not.
It won't.
I don't know.
Captain N is like.
It's the property of Deke Animation.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be it. I would like to see some toys though, Captain N. That'd be cool though.
I bet you they do it. Did you see that they have the Dungeons and Dragons toys? They re-released the ones from when we were a kid, and they already have the ones for the movie coming out.
Although I've been hesitating.
And the packaging on the ones for I looked at that today, and I'm like, I am not buying action figures. But damn it,
I know. I see them, and I'm like, God damn it! Do I want to pull the trigger on this? I was like, no. Walk away slowly. I've had all of them in my possession, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't open up a can of worms, even though it's an easy can of worms. I just don't want to do it.
I know it's too easy of a can of worms, but that's the problem because then you're 20 in, and now I got to buy 8 characters, and then it's like, oh man, now they're here's volume 2, here's another 8, and then it's just never gonna stop. This dwarf, this thing. Ryan's got a good question here. Aren't you tired of movies building universes?
No. Not really.
Shit.
I mean, if they're good.
Apparently, I heard they screened Aquaman 2 and everybody walked the fuck out.
I sent you guys that link. I sent you guys that thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying.
People walked out of Aquaman 2 saying it was the worst movie ever made.
Worse than 84, Wonder Woman 84.
I
don't think they screened that.
I think people said that they would rather watch Wonder Woman 84 on a loop than Aquaman 2.
Nobody said that. That's not a quote. Ridiculous.
Quote by me.
I like Jason Momoa, but honestly, for the sake of DC, I hope it bombs.
I
So
hope
they
it bombs
just they
too, dog.
legit just restart.
Yeah, just
Well, they're
They're like,
trying to.
they're like, we're just. They
They're
put a
trying
little
to, but they're not.
disclaimer.
They're
They're like,
wanting. They're wanting.
it was
to
already
keep their,
done. It doesn't matter.
hand in one basket while they're trying to start another.
yeah. They're trying to keep Shazam going. That shit's gonna bomb.
They just
You
need to
hear
stop
Zachary
it all.
Levi said he was like, I see Shazam as kind of like the Deadpool of the DC universe. He could kind of go in between both. And I was like, bro, listen, I'm a DC fan, but you cannot sit up here with your one Shazam movie that was pretty good, but it wasn't Deadpool. Okay. It wasn't even Deadpool 2. So you need to relax.
It
You
wasn't
are not
even
the
Deadpool with the Christmas special PG-13.
Granted, you were better than Deadpool in Wolverine Origins, but that's about it.
But nobody talks about that. Nobody talks.
It happened.
Wolverine Origins, that didn't happen.
It happened on the big screen.
But he went
Summer
back in time
tentpole.
and killed him.
Mhm.
He went back in time in Deadpool 2 and killed him.
Not
I'm not tired of the universe stuff, but it is starting to wear thin. I'm not gonna hold you. It's starting to wear thin.
I don't need every IP to be in universe. I guess that's the thing, right? Like,
I
I don't
agree.
mind the one-off movies. We talk about them, right? Some of our favorite movies as kids, right? Like The Last Starfighter. I'm okay. Like I'm okay with a movie telling me that one cohesive story, and then like I can dream of whatever had happened after and be cool.
well, I
with
mean,
it.
you could
I don't
still
need to see
have
it.
you can still have a trilogy without it being a universe, right? Like you don't have to have spin-offs and all that other shit. Like sometimes you do need more than a standard 2.5 hours to tell a complete story. Like I would have loved
And
to
I
see
think
a
that's also the
fucking
problem,
sequel
too,
to
like-
The Last Starfighter. Like, come on.
I would love to have, but we didn't get it, and that doesn't take away from the movie we got and the
But
memories.
I
of
think
that
his
movie.
conversation really was about Marvel's universe and DC's universe.
No, I think it's.
Oh,
it
and
says
we were talking about
Marvel-
the we were talking
We're
about the Nintendo,
Nintendo.
universe and all that shit.
Uh,
Spin-offs, Yoshi and Donkey Kong Country, because that Donkey Kong Country shit would fly. That shit would be massive.
I'm okay with it. Like that would be cool just to see it. I want to see. Man, I'm telling you, man, I want to see fucking Universal, man. If they don't get this fucking monster shit popping,
Right?
dude,
That
that's
Dark
the
Universe shit was a good idea.
That's the universe that I would love to see, but done so well that it's just like, oh shit, this is.
Well, I mean,
amazing.
if you think about it, like they did the Dracula Untold, which was all right. It wasn't great, but it was all right. But that Invisible Man movie, that shit was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was really good.
Yeah, but that wasn't part of the Dark Universe.
Nope.
Should be.
They took that name off of it.
Well,
because
they just took that whole name off of everything. They stopped after
They stopped after the
Mummy was. Man, I still have never seen that movie all the way through. I fell asleep in the theater.
Really?
Never tried. And we reviewed it, I think.
It's not good.
But
Well,
in
they
that
tried
review,
going
I
too
was like,
big
I
budget.
fell asleep. I couldn't help it. It was
It's
so boring.
not good. Tom Cruise wasn't bad, but it just didn't work. That's the only Tom Cruise movie I probably would say ugh to. That's
Yeah.
the only Tom Cruise movie I would say ugh to.
I did not care for Vanilla Sky.
I love Vanilla Sky. I enjoy Vanilla Sky.
Yeah,
All the right moves.
Great movie.
that's a great movie.
Great
I'm just
movie.
trying to throw out random
You
ones.
just throwing out random Tom cocktail.
Eyes,
Yeah.
eyes wide shut.
That movie's a little out there.
I don't know.
I was watching Minority Report the other day, and I'm like, man, this is still a good movie. I like
Alright.
that movie.
What else we got? That's it.
That's it. It's time to talk about the Eternals.
So hold on. I want to
This
say
is
a little
you.
something before
Well,
we
hold on,
start
let me-
this whole thing.
Okay,
No, don't
yeah.
introduce the movie. Don't do the whole none of that. So, Kenneth, you picked
Mhm.
the Eternals for your pick for you. You paid the price, and so
Yep.
here you are.
Yep.
So, what inspired you to make this pick?
What the fuck, Alil? Like, watch the damn movie. It's a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, dude, I get it. Like, we sometimes have lives, but I'm like, dude, you're like all about the MCU. And then I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's maybe the completionist in me. Like when I play RPG games, I like to do all the side quests before I finish the main quest. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how bad the side quest sucks. I'm going to get through it before I go to the main quest. So I'm like, oh, Lil, he needs to do the side quest. Doesn't matter if it sucks.
Yep.
I'm not spoiling my rating. I'm just speaking hypothetically.
And I get that. I think it became once I missed the boat just
Mhm.
because at that moment in time it was a different time.
That was when you were moving, right? Or was
yeah. Well, it wasn't. Was it? When did it come out? 2021, right? And then I moved. Yeah. So it was like a whole weird.
Yeah, phase of your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then it got to a point of being funny where it's like
Mhm.
everybody keeps bringing it up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna watch this, even though maybe I'll love it. I'm just not gonna watch it until the right moment. And then
Yep.
you forced my hand, which is fine. I appreciate it. So yeah, so we're here. So
As Steve said last week, I'm doing the Lord's work.
It's true.
True.
We've been trying for dumbass long to get this guy to watch this movie. He just wouldn't do it. So,
There's many of things out there that I have not watched that.
but as we know, a little can be bought. So.
Stubborn. Oh yeah, my price is low. I'm a cheap date. All right, so the Eternals. Let's get into it. The saga of the Eternals, a race of immortal beings who lived on Earth and shaped its history and civilizations. Starring Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Kit Harington, Kumali Nanjiani. I butchered it. I know I did. Whatever. Nanjiani, thank you. Liam McHugh, Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Ridloff, Barry Keoghan.
Still reading.
Ma Dong-seok.
These are all main characters.
And others. I didn't know that was Bill Skarsgård as Crow. Interesting. And Harry Styles. Woohoo, Harry Styles.
The Eternals was created by Jack Kirby.
It was, and I have Eternals #1 right here. We'll show you. Right here.
Do you want to go last a little and let us have, or actually, well, Kenneth got to go first, but do you want us to go or do you want to go after Kenneth?
No, I'll let Kenneth go because I mean he did choose the movie, so I'm gonna let Kenneth give his rating, his initial thoughts.
Okay, so non-spoiler to start.
Yeah, non-spoiler.
Okay, so like as I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, when I look at these franchise movies, I rate them for two factors: one, by itself, just as a movie, and two, what does it do as a chapter of the franchise? So coming off of Guardians of the Galaxy, a couple years prior, where it was about new cast of characters. I had never heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So when they announced Eternals, I was excited. I was getting stoked. So overall optimistic for it. And then the second factor for a movie for, what does it do for the chapter in that franchise is like, does it provide something new? And so even say Ant-Man, which I would have given a sidekick, Ant-Man 3, I would have given a sidekick, except for all the King stuff it introduced. That bumped it up to a high sidekick for me, right? And so franchise movies kind of have that little crutch they can lean on to get a higher rating than I otherwise would have given to them. But this movie was freaking lazy. I'm sorry, like as a fan of history, like I loved ancient history, like ancient Egypt, Rome, the Mongol Empire. They pissed away such a good opportunity to do so much with 10 characters. And because it was 10 characters and not 5 like Guardians of the Galaxy, they should have had this be a Disney Plus series where you say each character gets an episode that kind of focuses on their perspective of the events, and you go through time, right? Where it's you're jumping a couple centuries at a time. So you start off with Salma Hayek's character Ajak, where she's the leader of the team anyways, and so that's the first episode when they first come to Earth, and it's set thousands of years ago, and kind of a story where, say, for every hour 40 minutes is from her perspective, and then the other 20 minutes is kind of you kind of show a little bit of the other characters, and then you do that for 10 total episodes. And there's couple characters I'll specifically highlight in spoilers that they could have done really good with that kind of concept with. But Yeah, like from zero to hero, zero being a waste of money, hero being multiple trips to theater. A Lowe's Sidekick is worth watching once. And as much as I wanted to rewatch it this week to prepare for this review, I couldn't freaking bring myself to do it. I only watched it the one time in theater. I remember the highlights pretty decent, and I've seen enough of it. So,
wow. Even I rewatched it for this.
I could. I mean, I had a lot of life going on this week, so I didn't quite have the time. But like, there was one time I almost started to, but I'm like, I don't mentally have time for this. Steve.
Oh, what was your rating? What did
Low
you settle on?
Sidekick.
Low Sidekick. Okay.
Yeah, worth watching once. That's it.
So this was my second watch through, and I will say that there are moments in the movie that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
There are visual things that I enjoy. There are here's the problem though. There's characters that I like and they don't do shit with them, and then they focus the whole movie on these two bland ass motherfuckers the whole time, and I hate the character.
Did we lose a little?
A little quick.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I hate, but like the character of Sprite really annoys me. So, and I have a whole list of complaints about that, but we'll talk about all that in spoilers.
Yeah.
Also, they introduce not only do they introduce all these characters, but then they introduce this fucking bad guy halfway through that is like, oh shit, we gotta pause. It says Lil's internet went down.
Oh, so all of a sudden it went down. All of a sudden, we still live though.
I know we can't continue the review until Lil gets back.
Well, we're gonna have to. We still live. All of a sudden, his internet went down. All of a sudden, for the first time in almost
2 hours later,
like
his internet goes down.
Like 30 fucking episodes since we went over, his internet jumps off.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back. Yeah, we've been having some intermittent outings over here today.
Well, I didn't say much else except that the character of Sprite annoyed me. And then, like I said, they introduced this bad guy halfway through that ends up becoming what could be an ally. Like they did a whole bunch of stuff with that I didn't really like. I think this movie had too much story to tell in the time that it had, even though it was a long fucking movie.
Yep.
It gets like, I'm not gonna give it as I want to give it a 0. I really do. It's like right on the edge. Well it's right there. You know what? Try to talk me up to a Low Sidekick. Right now, this movie's sitting at a 0 for me. Sean?
Oh, 0. There's no hesitation. There's none of that. It was garbage. I fucking hated this movie. Watched it a second time. Hated it again. Didn't like any of the characters. But they were all just. I don't want to ever see these people in the MCU ever again. It's just they just don't work. It just does not work for me. And like they're doing all this shit and they can't do this and they can't do that and they got restrictions and I did like the Celestial thing. Like that was kind of cool. It was like, oh, well, this is what Galactus is gonna look like. So great.
But it's out of place. Like that should have been a Phase 7 movie after the King Secret War stuff, right?
I agree.
Like it's one thing to have like Black Widow and Falcon and Winter Soldier, where it's more ground level stuff that has nothing to do with the overarching King Dynasty saga, multiverse saga, right?
Yeah.
But you introduce, not the spoiler. We'll get into that in spoilers, man.
But no. I agree. Like it's they take all these characters that just I don't even know where they fit at in like this phase. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
Where where do you fit? Like it just don't make no sense to me. And I just didn't like any of the characters. I hated the dude who like manipulated people. Like he was just like terrible.
The Joker?
He was terrible. It was just like I couldn't hear what he said, like and I'm gonna do this. I'm like, dude.
Man, he just had an Irish accent. Calm down, man.
Look, man.
I can understand him.
Look, man.
I know, man.
It didn't work.
You don't like potatoes? What's wrong with you?
It didn't work, and I didn't like Icarus. It didn't work. Their chemistry was ugh. And
God, Richard Madden was so bland in this movie.
he was so bland, man.
It was just like, I'm Icarus. And that's it. The whole movie. That's it.
And Selma Hayek was just I was just
There.
like, why are you here? Like, I guess you cashed a check. Like, I mean, that was about as far as it went.
CGI tube monsters.
Oh man, no, the monsters were terrible. Worst villain I've ever seen in the MCU. The worst villain. There's no villain that is lower than those damn monsters. That it was just garbage. It's like they were fighting nobody. Like that's how I felt. They were fighting each other.
And the problem with the monsters is that I won't spoil it, but the power they had, like they could have played that up way better than they did.
They
And
totally
they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like characters could know that so and so was. Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil.
And then, well, no, you know what?
Go ahead, spoil. I mean, the movie's over a year old. So.
Well,
that was my rating, and like it's just a 0. It's the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen, and it's higher. It's lower than Captain Marvel. Like Captain Marvel is actually way better than this shit.
well, that at least had some implications on
That did. It had everything to do with the MCU. This a little. Go ahead, you got it. Oh man, this hero is coming from him. I sense a hero.
Here we go.
I sense a hero.
No, it's not a hero. Okay, this movie. The biggest problem with the movie was, especially to start off, the first half hour was boring. The movie being 2.5 hours long should have never happened.
2 hours and 40 something minutes. If you
Well,
have to, you sit through all
40
the
some
credits.
minutes because of the credits and everything like that. Yeah, I know. But 2.5 hours, way too long. Kenneth, you're right. As me and my wife were watching this today, we were both like the time jumping back and forth between historical time, current time. Yes, they get a title card. Great to tell me where I'm at, because if you didn't do that, then I would have been even more lost.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like all that back and forth. This was too big of a story to tell here. This should have been a Disney Plus show.
Mm-hmm.
Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, you could have made into a movie and thrown this into the Disney Plus series. Like that would have flipping those two would have made more sense, because if you take Falcon and Winter Soldier, cut out some of the trim some of the fat, you have a decent 2:15 movie there with a lot of action, a lot of stuff, and boom, you're gone. Everybody knows those characters. You move it. Here, you're introducing a lot. You're introducing a lot of big concepts, a lot of end of the world stuff. Why are these people here? They're not good guys, as you would assume. So then all of a sudden it turns a lot of people off. And then it's like a lot of talky talk where people don't want to hear that. People want to see more of the action. Some of the action I did enjoy. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to tell you right now, the speedster in this ran way better than Ezra Miller in The Flash. When she was running, she looked like she was running. Like Ezra Miller was like weirdly gliding his hips, whatever he was trying to do.
Well, we talked. I'm not going to sit here and try and compare it, but we've all discussed all that.
This I like the action here with that scene. This was very much like a truncated. Hey, that guy has Superman powers. This is the Wonder Woman powers. Here's the Flash. Here's this. This is what they were trying to do. It didn't work. There were things I liked. I didn't love. I liked some of the characters. So to me, that's why it's not a 0, because there were characters here, even though we only got them in small bits. Like I really like Gilgamesh a lot.
Oh, Gilgamesh was awesome. I did like that.
I like
that's what I was talking. I actually liked Gilgamesh and the Druid guy.
Yeah, I liked Barry. Was it Keoghan? Is his name? Who played the Joker? I thought he was good, especially toward the end. He got better.
I loved Kumail Nanjiani's butler dude. That guy is great.
He was the only one that made me laugh throughout the movie. I laughed. Some of his lines were fantastic.
I didn't like
and-
Kumail Nanjiani.
Well,
Kumail Nanjiani
we-
was okay.
We
He
can
wasn't
talk. We'll
great.
talk about that
Yeah.
in when spoilers.
He
because
wasn't. He was okay. He wasn't great. I never understood why he used guns when, like,
finger guns.
in the old times.
There's a
like, they didn't
lot
even
of
have
questions
guns.
about shit they were doing in the old times that I have issues with. But
So I go with, because I need it. I'm curious how this plays out. I'm going with a low sidekick.
Okay.
Low sidekick. It is the worst Marvel movie that Marvel has produced. I'm not gonna fight that. Like, it's not good.
what did Jenny think of it?
I did. She same thing. She was just like, yeah, we didn't need to watch this. There was
Dodged a
no-
bullet seeing them in
know.
the theater, costing you over $100 with all the kids and candy and popcorn and
And
shit.
then the sex scene, she's just like, well, this is way out of place. Like, why is this even
It's
here?
so weird.
It was
It
no
just
need.
happens.
They had no
You're like,
and they had no chemistry, which was even worse.
I mean, I kind of wanted more Dane Whitman. I'm like, yeah, like at least he had.
So did I, Lil.
I was like,
Here- hearing Jon
They-
Snow say "I love you, Cersei" so many times, I was like,
well, it's fine, but he wouldn't have had to if they didn't keep him on the phone and stuff. Like,
Right.
get that ebony sword going and let's go. Like,
That would have been awesome.
you know,
Like, I
and
would've
you know,
loved
they
that.
dropped the ebony sword. They did that. Again, there were things throughout the movie. If this movie was a solid 2 hours, and it might be why I liked Ant-Man and Quantumania a lot more than some other people, is because, like, you know what? It was 2 hours. It wasn't dragged out. You know, like, there were things even in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Like, the movie was long, so things like scenes became very long and drawn out. Even action scenes became like a little too much. Just like
yeah,
here,
I wasn't
things
tired leaving the theater after Quantumania, but after Black Panther, I was like, I felt exhausted. Like,
well, exactly, and that's
man.
what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think I really enjoy Quantum, because it's like, you know what? It's like, hey, you know what? It's a popcorn flick. I didn't have to think much. I laughed. You know, MODOK's yelling I'm a dick. You know, I don't want to be a dick. And then, like, flying around. Like, okay, cool. You know what? Jonathan Majors kicked ass. Here, no villain really. I do have a little bit of appreciation because of the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot. There is a little tie-in with this, with the Celestials. And that's, you know, Jenny said the same thing. She's like, "Oh, that's the guy from the ride." I'm like, "Yep, that's the guy from the ride," and it kind of like helped tie in a little bit. But you shouldn't have to have a ride to explain why a character exists and what's happening.
But
But
you
I
made
like
an interesting point earlier when you were saying like a lot of these shows and movies, like they may have been able to be reversed, right? Like you
Right.
could have had a solid ass Moon Knight origin movie. You could have had a solid ass Miss Marvel origin movie. They don't need
I agree.
all these episodes. Just give them their origin movie, and then
Yeah.
let's move on. Where you have fucking a squad, a team of 10 people.
Yep.
And you have to
Well, and you
introduce
kill-
new
and you
villains
kill
and
some off,
Celestials
yeah.
and all this stuff, and you got to do all this
And I-
fucking legwork. You have to have me read a goddamn
From
pamphlet
Sprawl,
when the
yeah.
fucking movie starts. Like,
I mean, and that's
It was a pamphlet, wasn't it?
that's when I knew
It's fucking Star Wars.
I knew
Like,
this
what the
was, I knew this was going to be a little trouble when there
I'm
was
like,
the
I'm like,
crawl.
you got some balls on you. You're making me read all this shit. I don't even know you.
It's like, come on. I ain't like
What the
fucking
fuck
like
are all
8
these
movies.
words? And then there's like a bunch of random weird words in there. You're like, what does that even say? What are those letters put together? What does that mean?
Huh?
No, I agree. I think I do think, like, if they wanted this to be cinematic and quick to introduce these characters to move on into the next story, you cut the 30 minutes. You don't keep time jumping back and forth and showing. You do that really quickly, and then you move on.
They make a really funny religious stance too. Like when they open the movie up, they're like, in the beginning there was nothing, and then this cat from this comic book created everything, and you're like, ooh. So we're going there, huh? Cool.
Well, like the entire plot of this with dealing with Aramu, is that his? Am I saying it wrong?
Aramith.
I'm kind of buzzed. Aramith. So,
Aramith.
like that could have been the Eternals movie after you'd already done an Eternals TV show, where this whole conflict of this movie would have been a great action-packed movie after we've already seen a TV show introducing the characters, right?
And
That's
then
why the
there was
Avengers works. It's why the Avengers works as a team
Exactly.
movie, because you've
Exactly.
had all of that to build on.
And that's
It's
why
a-
this
it's a
movie
simple
fucking
formula.
pisses me off, because like it could have been good. if it was done right, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It could have been even down to like Jack Kirby's style of how he brought the Eternals in would have been fucking amazing if they would have adapted that same style of like, you know, pop art kind of style, but it was so like
well, it should have been in space
right.
instead
I
of
agree.
instead of
I
being
agree.
here on
Yes.
Earth.
And maybe like some aesthetically, kind of like Thor Ragnarok. Maybe not the Taika Waititi formula, but like
Agreed.
aesthetically, like
Exactly.
how everything in that movie felt like it was like big and hard angles and like
Yep.
you know, even like Thor's helmet, like the wings were all jagged. You know, that's like
Yeah.
Kirby art, man.
Yeah, their shit didn't look nothing like Kirby's art. It was just I was just like, ugh.
Yep.
Like their suits were just blue, like
And the gold powers, they just had gold powers.
fucking stupid. It was like
And a lot of circular stuff. So, I was trying to think back to
Finger guns.
Quantumania. Well, and I was thinking back to Quantumania, like when Michelle Pfeiffer opened the wall up, a lot of circular, things. So I'm wondering if there's going to be bigger tie-ins to what the Celestials' power is into how a lot of this stuff is built. Like, did Kang get, some of that? Because Kang's power, as you see in some of it with this chair, that thing, a lot of that was that gold power. So I'm like,
you know what scares
I
me?
wonder if there's
Though?
going to be a tie-in to this.
It's like how they handle this team ensemble shit. I really hope they don't do this with X-Men. Like
I don't think
now,
they're going to do this.
in hindsight now, after we talk about it, you're kind of right. They do need to break up
the X-Men into
the X-Men
shows.
into individuals because
And I
Then
think,
each of them have a backstory, and you already know where they're coming from.
I think this is the reason why you're seeing Kevin Feige bringing in the Fox X-Men characters for this Secret Wars movie, rather than trying to shoehorn in the X-Men, right? Because we've got X-Men.
we better have a new ass MCU X-Men before Secret Wars. I don't want to see the fucking
You're
Fox
not going to
characters.
get it.
I don't want no Fox shit either.
You're gonna get. It's all gonna be the Fox shit because the Fox people are gonna die. I look at Secret Wars as the end and a soft reboot of a new Marvel universe.
That sounds terrible, though.
But that's what they just did in the comics. The Jonathan Hickman run was a soft reboot. They destroyed the entire Ultimate Universe, kept everything they liked, and moved on.
Yeah,
I think they'll destroy the Marvel Universe.
I do.
And then we move on to X-Men. Like I think that right there is perfect.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if they're going to go into the X-Men. I think it's going to be the X-Men will be the big Phase 7 buildup.
I do not want
to see the MCU destroyed.
But I just don't want to see the Fox characters in Secret Wars. Who knows? All I know is
you're already getting Hugh Jackman in Daredevil
because everybody else sucks. Everybody else sucked, really. So everybody else pretty much sucked. Leave that man alone. That movie's in like 10 years. That dude's already like.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna bring in.
Leave that man alone.
Well, then you bring McAvoy. I like McAvoy and Fassbender. Tell me in the first two movies, McAvoy and Fassbender weren't awesome.
Oh no, I didn't say that. I agree with you.
No,
but
I know.
Don't think you're gonna bring them in the MCU.
You could.
I don't want him in the MCU. I don't want. It's its own thing. Keep it away. Just stay over there.
I think it's gonna be a soft reboot of everything moving.
Like
forward.
Dark Phoenix was so bad that it like tarnished the other two a little bit for me. So like that movie was that bad.
Oh,
I agree. The last two.
Wait, which one? Which one you said? What?
Dark Phoenix.
Oh no, that was garbage. Yeah,
Phoenix.
I was thinking about Last Stand, but yeah.
No. Well, fucking yeah. Well, Apocalypse was hot.
They haven't been able to do the Phoenix right because they haven't gone to space. The MCU is going into space, and even with this movie Eternals, Celestials were dealing with space stuff.
We can't go to space, but we can get Jessica Chastain, so it might work. Like what? Like she was in Interstellar. You're like what? What is happening?
That's why the entire X-Men lineup needs to be recast. Like I mean, granted, I love Hugh Jackman. I love Patrick.
It will be.
But I agree.
It's going to be. But the problem is they want to do Secret Wars in at this point. Mm-hmm. They can't. They have no time and room to fit the X-Men in here.
Could you imagine though? Episode fucking like the X-Men live action TV Disney Plus show. Episode 1, fucking Logan. Episode 2, Scott. Episode 3,
Mhm.
Jean.
See, I wouldn't even
Episode
start with
4,
Logan. I would
like
not
I'm
start with
okay. Change the lineup. Whatever. Fucking make Logan the last one. If that's what you're gonna get hung up on. But I'm just saying that would be awesome to see. Like they each get like an hour and a half. Like one episode. Boom. You can tell all their shit in that time if it's devoted to just to them, just to being. This is where they started, and this is where they're going.
Oh no, we're not getting none of that. This is all. They're all going to be movies. Ain't no Disney Plus shit going on with none of these X-Men unless you get like some Academy kids. But all the rest of them fucking figures, they're all getting their own fucking movie.
I think you could do some in a show wise. I think Jubilee.
If you don't do a Wolverine fucking movie, if you
another Wolverine movie,
yes, another Wolverine movie, MCU, yes, you're gonna get it. You're not gonna get a Disney Plus movie for Wolverine. I'm telling that's the staple. I keep telling y'all, he is the staple. He ain't gonna get that.
And but he can bounce. He can bounce around. You can do different X movies.
This is what you have. You have Professor X and the mutants of Jean Grey, Cyclops, Beast. And Angel.
That's Iceman.
That's your first X-Men movie.
You can do Iceman.
Iceman's in there too. You get
Iceman in there too. Then you get into
I get a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends live action movie.
Oh, look, you may get it. You may get it. That'd be dope though. You may get it. But
or at least like a scene like where Iceman and fucking Firestar come in.
But you stay, you're gonna get that shit. But you stay in that. Okay, that's your X-Men movie right there. But that's the beginning. And then you start to work your way up to the new X-Men, where you got Colossus, Storm. Like you work your way into that because
I think
you got baby steps because you can take this shit level to level to level to level.
Right, but looking at some of these characters, but Sean, looking at some of the characters, I think those can be Disney Plus. I think Colossus can be a Disney Plus. I think a Nightcrawler can be a Disney Plus.
No, you can get a great Colossus because guess what? You can get Colossus. Colossus has villains. You know this. Like you can use there's so many villains.
So you want them to basically stop the MCU as it is and just focus on only X-Men movies.
They're gonna have to do that. They're
not gonna have no more Black Panther, no more Iron Man, no more Captain, just X-Men.
You got Fantastic Four, you got X-Men. These are the stories that you have to tell going forward. Yeah. Because
that needs to be the next saga.
Yeah, it's the
X-Men 7, 8, 9.
That's it. You good?
I think
they call it the Cosmic Saga. You've got the X-Men. You got the Eternals come back, and you're done with the Celestials.
We're supposed to be reviewing the Eternals.
That's how great the movie is. We're not even talking.
We are supposed to be reviewing the Eternals. So Eternals. Okay, so spoilers for Eternals.
It was getting good. Man. It was getting good, man. Y'all sidetracking me. Terrible ass movie. It was shit. We all know it was shit. Let's keep it real. It was a shit movie.
So here's what I didn't like about Sprite.
I don't know if it was a shit movie. Sprite, if it wasn't part of the MCU, I don't think people would be so hard on it.
Do you want to see a sequel?
I think that if this was a DC movie, this exact movie, if everything about
this is Zack Snyder's Justice
everything League was DC in this movie, you would have given it a 0. You would have been like,
"Fuck this Zack Snyder's Justice League to a T." What are you talking about? Like everything here looked like Zack Snyder's Justice.
And you didn't even give it a 0.
And I didn't give that movie a 0.
You didn't. It was good though.
But Zack Snyder's Justice League was really good.
This is the same movie almost.
But like, so Sprite plays the acting choices are weird. This actress plays the character as though she's a 15, 13, 14-year-old, whatever, child. She's supposed to be 7,000 years old. She has...
Well, the actress was 14 at the time this was filmed.
But she plays it as though she's a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? She doesn't play it as though she's a 7,000-year-old trapped in a 14-year-old's body.
But she's not 7,000 because they're robots. They're androids.
She's been on there. They mature. Everybody else did. None of them knew that shit. They all had different... They had free will and personality.
They matured and they didn't. Like, did they all mature? Like, we've got, one who was in the movies for the last 20 years, and he definitely didn't act like he was maturing. We got Druid, who definitely wasn't maturing. Like, they didn't really mature.
No, I guess you're right.
You're right.
like how they were created, how they acted from the beginning is how they acted at the end. Like
Okay, help explain this other one then, because you did a good job explaining that one away. When they go back to like, I made this complaint before, and I'll make it again. When they go back to Babylonian times and all that shit, or even before that, when they first come out, when there's like cavemen that barely even they don't even know what fucking a knife is.
Yes.
Like olden times.
Yeah.
And they're using American Sign Language. I'm just saying. I know why they did it.
I get what you're saying too.
But
I completely
it's
understand.
super dumb.
It is. They should have made up their own.
The most glaring one was when she was like, "It's my time" or something. So she said, "You're wasting my time," and she tapped her thing, and I'm like, they don't know what the fuck that. They don't know what that means.
They don't know. Yeah, it's a watch. I get it. Like, and I knew that. I noticed that.
It's just
when you figure out the name of the program and you see that room of all their memories and all their things, I really think that at this moment, because their goal there is to move society forward, that they already have that built-in technology. I mean, he was building technology for them to skip them generations.
But that's some serious foresight to program a language that was invented in a country that wasn't even
right. That's what these celestials do.
Are you talking about
that? That's what you're saying. Like they gave the knife. They gave, you know what I mean? They passed on the technology really quickly to move society forward and forward and forward. And then there was that drop line, which actually made a lot of sense, talking about wars, right? Because like every war you see, every major war, you see this revolution afterwards where there's improvements in all kinds of technology, improvements in ways to save lives. So all of a sudden populations start booming. Almost after every war, populations boom, as it's why they couldn't get involved in any of these. It made a lot of sense.
You're talking about the character Phastos, right? The black guy?
I'm talking about all of them, but Phastos was the one that was developing a lot of the technology because he developed the atom bomb. Yeah, that was a crazy scene too. Him there in the aftermath of the atom bomb, where he said, "I'm done with this. I can't do this."
That was a cool scene, but I think if you take my idea of it being a series where each episode focuses primarily on one character,
his scene would have been Oppenheimer. The Oppenheimer movie would have been his scene.
Yeah,
his episode
exactly. Like if he were to like be doing a mission with I don't know, is there another World War II Marvel hero that he could have teamed up with for one episode? maybe. So imagine him like going against the Nazis to stop them from building the nuke, not knowing that he was getting played, and then the Americans were going to set off a nuke, regardless of the morality of nukes in World War II, just for his character to witness.
But his
Hiroshima
his character's not a fighter, though. His character really didn't become a fighter until the very end.
I'm not saying he would fight, but he's sending Captain America on missions to stop the Nazis from building a bomb because he knows the Nazis are going to use a bomb for bad things, and to be just betrayed when the Americans nuke Hiroshima, right? Like that scene, that exact scene from the movie would have been 10 times better had you seen an hour-long episode of him focusing on...
but again, you're trying to bring in MCU characters to a movie where they're trying to introduce new MCU characters, right?
Right. Well,
then the focus goes completely off these new characters, and hey, we got Captain America in this movie. That's all I care about.
Well, there would not be enough time.
Well, then it would have gotten a sidekick or a high sidekick and not a low sidekick.
But also, I think what he's also referring to is the fact that this is a huge moment that is severely underplayed. It's not you don't have enough time to let a scene like that breathe.
Yeah, but like Hiroshima happened after Captain America was put on ice.
But like he acted great in it for. The scene was 5 seconds long. Like, exactly. That is a powerful moment, and it's just kind of, it's just kind of in there.
I forgot all about that shit.
I get that it's in there, but it just shows. It just shows because you see that scene where he's trying to evolve with the steam powered engine, and they're shutting him down because they're like, that's too advanced. And then he went over here and advanced them too far really quickly. They developed the atom bomb, and he saw the aftermath of it. So you don't need to go through and show this big scene of him being in World War II.
I would have, but I would have fucking loved it. That would have been so
Mhm.
good. Or what if you had instead of that, you could have had like you could have introduced like an Isaiah Washington in that episode, Kenneth.
Dude, there's so many things that
You
they
know,
could have
See?
introduced.
Okay, so
that
yeah,
would be really
Steve
cool.
Rogers may be too big of a character. So exactly, Isaiah Washington.
But they're not
No.
supposed
Saw
to
him in
fight
Falcon.
in these wars. That's the thing. They're not
But-
supposed to fight in
but-
the
but-
war.
but-
He
They're not
did!
supposed to fight,
But it would have been
they're
cool.
supposed to be
He didn't
part
fight. They
of
took
the-
his technology and made it the weapon. That's why he says he's done.
It would have been
They
what would have been
took
cool.
his
Sean.
my
tech
point.
and
If
made
the
it the
Americans stole the tech from him to set off the bomb while he's trying to stop the Germans who are naturally discovering it on
But
their
he's
own.
not trying to stop anybody. That's not their rules. If you
Ah.
hear their rules, they're not supposed to get involved and stop anybody. That's not what he's there for.
I would have liked to see a scene throughout history where they impacted Marvel characters. And that would have been cool because I think that would have been more to tell the story of the MCU and how the Eternals had to do with certain situations because they had to do stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Fast and Furious style. You know, like they were here all along. See, just off to the side,
Right,
over
right,
there, like
right.
where you didn't see it.
That-
That he
I
was
actually-
there. He
I
did
would-
that.
I wouldn't want that.
I would want that. I think that would be fucking cool as shit
Yeah.
because now you're telling the story within the MCU and you know
But
what
this
they were
is an
doing
offshoot
and
of
why
MCU.
and
Like,
why and what they could not do. I get that, but it would be cool to
Fastos.
see that.
Was responsible for the technology that created the fucking radioactive spider.
Iron
Or-
Man, like you would have seen Iron Man shit. You would have seen like
Yeah, but that takes away from the genius of Robert Downey Jr.
Thor
The
Who
same
shit.
cares?
The same complaint people have with Tom Holland Spider-Man getting all his technology from Iron Man. You
Oh,
then
nobody
lose
complained
Iron Man
about that.
having
That
the
was
genius
awesome.
brain.
It was so much easier when it was done that
Yeah,
way.
but
I was like,
but
oh,
it's
it all
not-
makes sense now.
It's not what you said, but it's like they're integrated into the MCU now. So now we don't have to have this conversation of where the
Yeah.
fuck do they fit at because there's no point. Like and that's what I'm saying is like they should have integrated them into the MCU and not being in the background. I don't care if they're
Mhm.
part of the story, but they're there. And they're like, oh shit, like they was this happened, this
But
happened.
they
boom.
explain all that.
But
they
look,
cannot be
they
integrated.
affected a lot of history, and they're like, oh, this object affected this, or this did this. So how about why not just tell us what the fuck you did during the MCU when Captain America was doing his thing, or when the Hulk was doing his gamma shit, or when Iron Man got his fucking tech, or when this
But
person.
so then the Celestials are the origin of everything.
Well,
they are.
That's what they
they're
said
not.
in the beginning of the
They are
movie.
the origin of
They
everything.
literally said
Yeah.
that in the crawl.
But they're
Yes.
not the origin of the Marvel heroes.
Oh,
And that's the
come
reason
on.
why, again, this is the reason why Ajax, Salma Hayek, changed her
But
philosophy.
what? But they go back and
because of
forth.
how the heroes develop and change, how the heroes fought back, and with a snap of the fingers brought back half the population. That snap changed her perspective on everybody. 'Cause
So now
again,
so now by the end of the movie they want to get involved, right? Is that what we're supposed
Yes.
to take away from?
Well, that's where the
They wanna
drama
get-
comes
But they
from.
have,
Like
but
they're
they have
supposed
been
to
getting
build-
involved.
They're not supposed to be
That
involved, but
shit's
they
but
stupid.
they
choose
haven't
to
been
get
getting
involved.
involved in human.
Sure,
human
they
wars
have.
and
They
affairs.
literally said that fucking Angelina Jolie was Athena, the goddess of war. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they tell the stories. They tell the myths. They're part of the myths.
man.
See, and that's another.
Just like when they called
They
Icarus
played big
Superman. It's a
parts.
myth.
So that's another reason why my idea of it as a Disney Plus show would be so good because you have one episode to show Athena the reason she's the legend. Don't tell me she's the legend. Frickin' show me she's how.
All I've
how
seen
she
her
became
do
the
is
legend.
like
Yeah,
lose her
and-
shit
and,
on her own. friends.
Whatchamacall's character said, oh, Thor used to follow me around when he was a little kid. Again, you're telling stories within the fucking Marvel universe, dog. This is what I'm saying, a little. That could have been done. But yeah, he said,
Could have been
everybody
Lady
complains
Sif
that
as a
it's
girl
too
instead of
intertwined. That
Thor,
when
but-
it's not intertwined enough, everyone complains.
but
So
nobody's
I
complaining.
guarantee you right now, if that movie came out where they were intertwining all these heroes and stuff, everyone would have hated it. Guarantee
Well,
you, everyone would
I'll
have
tell you
hated
this.
it.
You know what the answer is? They shouldn't have fucking made the Eternals. This was a dumb decision. This was this. Now there's this giant fucking orbit altering hand and head coming out of the top of the planet. Like
Yeah.
And a shit ass team like the fucking what's the other team called with the Black Bull
the Inhumans.
then fucking Inhumans, another fucking pointless fucking team again. Thanks, Marvel. God damn it.
Well, it just like I like.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, this is the Eternals. Like they've had very little impact in the books, very little impact on the screen. We got a story about them, and everyone's acting like it's the end of the fucking world. It's not like they ruined Avengers because they made the Eternals, but everyone's acting like they did.
That's how you act when you didn't like a movie. People just didn't like it.
No, I didn't. When have I acted like that?
You act like that all the time, though. Oh my god! Every time you even hear the word DC, you go boo. No.
Really, I've given DC better reviews than both of you combined.
Anyways,
it's true.
So visually, like I thought that Mercari's running, I thought that was better than the Flash, but everything with Icarus, like their attempt to do Superman was no good. Like it just didn't look very good. Like it didn't look natural. The way he was like floated down onto things, like it wasn't up to par. Yeah. I didn't like it.
Okay.
What about the villain, Lil?
There was really no villain. They were the villains.
No, they weren't. There was a villain there.
Technically, they were the villains because they were there to feed the Celestial this planet until the very
animal
end
guys.
of the movie.
What did you think about the animal guys?
The
guys
deviants, they were fine. I mean, they were like every other big animal thing that's CG. I mean,
it was really weird when the one like sucked all the powers out of
and then kind of turned humanoid,
and then just had like a monologue, like shut the like. Like it was just a weird point in time to have like this monologue, and then it turns out that they I thought they were gonna like team up and like
I don't know why they fought him at the end,
and then they literally did team up. They had like a double power move, like they were all fucking up Icarus, and then Homeboy came out of nowhere off the cliff, wham, gave Icarus the right hook, and then they started fighting him.
Well, took him down. Deviant.
I'm just like. Yeah, but you guys are all.
I know. I agree. I thought that. I thought the same thing. I thought that he would have fought on their side.
Sprite literally stabs Cersei through the back. Another through impales out the other side.
But they're not human.
I'm not saying I'm not questioning why she didn't die. I'm saying like that is a move that is. It's just like she's like, I'm sorry. It's like it's all right. Like.
Well, because again, they're not human. They don't feel the pain.
Kumail Nanjiani is just like, I don't want to fight and leave.
I'm leaving. I know. Like that was crazy that he left. I was actually shocked that he left. And when they did the Unimind, like you didn't see him floating up. I would have assumed that like they would have shown a scene of him like being somewhere else, floating up and joining. And then he's at the end.
Who did they show at the end?
What do you mean? Like it was everybody else joined the Unimind except for him.
He wasn't there. He left earlier with his cabbie.
But then he had an end scene where they took Sprite to college or to school.
But then Angelina Jolie's character and
Druid and
they were on a ship and then they fucking meet Harry Styles at the end.
Yeah, Harry Styles shows up with Pip the Troll.
So they weren't there either.
No, but they left after the fact.
Yeah, they left after
completed their mission.
They left
to go. Yeah, they left
after they froze the big robot.
They went to go find more Celestials, more Eternals like them, to tell them what the Celestials are doing.
But then the giant Eternal called them all back.
Yeah, he pulled a fucking Mortal Kombat Shao Kahn move at the end.
Yep, he called them back and said that he's going to judge. Which is part of the Guardians ride, the Celestials judging.
So I'm confused. Where does this stand at though? Like, where is this?
Well, the Celestials are going to come back at some point because we have a Celestial floating head where the Guardians are layered. Like the Celestials are around.
in the next
So-
saga. It's going to be past episode or phase 6.
So at some point, or they'll be a part of Secret Wars or something like that.
Or they won't even bring him back. they're literally just gonna be like, oh,
I mean,
well,
they
we
could.
Pretend it didn't
we
happen.
forgot this movie even happened, so we're just gonna
Well,
throw
there's
it away.
half the team's fucking gone, right? I mean, fucking Gilgamesh is dead. Fucking Icarus flew into the sun. How poetic.
But they're robots, so they're clones. So all they gotta do is fucking reincarnate them. That's all they're gonna do. It doesn't even fucking matter. It's like, what are we gonna do with these characters when it comes down to it? Are they gonna fight Kang?
They're gonna team up with Vision. We could have an android squad.
I'm just trying to figure out where they fit in this overall arc
I don't know where they're going to show
of
up.
this thing.
And really like their powers are all right.
Yeah, they're like,
Like they're all right. Like Gilgamesh was a strong one. He's dead. Angelina's gonna lose her shit any fucking minute of any day, so you can't really trust her. Kumail Nanjiani's got finger guns. Old girl's basically rogue with elements instead of like absorbing powers. You know what I mean? Like it's all right. I could think of a lot of powers that's way better. And Sprite basically doesn't have any powers now, so
yeah,
she's just a person.
so
She's
where
gone.
does
I mean,
this
she's gone.
where does this overall fit? Like, I don't know where this fits at in anything. So I really
I guess kind of to introduce maybe one of the things was because like if they want to ever do kind of like that Midnight Suns kind of
think
thing,
under the carpet.
Mhm.
having the Black Knight in there with
Yep. Blade, because you hear the
yeah,
voice
would
of
be-
Blade.
so that could be a cool outcome from this, but it has nothing to do with the like lineup of I don't care what happens with Cersei
Neither do I.
or Kumail Nanjiani's Bollywood career. I just none of this shit is interesting. And then who else is left? I don't really need a whole show about Brian Tyree Henry raising his son.
What are you talking about? They're from Chicago.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
And why-
All the hijinks when
Or
he's
get them
trying to use
closer.
his powers to like help his son win the science fair. I don't need that.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to bring these characters back in Phase 7 after the King stuff as Secret Wars is all done. And they're going to, the Celestials
we
will
couldn't
be the
help.
big bad. So you'll have Galactus, you'll have Aramut. And these Eternals, they'll die in the very first movie of Phase 7. They're going to be killed off in whatever. That's what they're going to do with these guys.
I can see that. I can tell.
I can see
Let's see
see some of them staying and being a part
A couple of them, yeah.
of teams because Eros was a part of the Avengers. I mean,
Even
know.
Druid's powers are like okay, but like he's
Yeah,
way
like-
weaker than Professor X can do all that and other stuff. You know,
I don't know. He could have done the whole population of the world just by blinking. He controlled everybody.
Yeah, but it's so weird.
That's
It's
right,
just,
man.
I mean, Professor X needed Cerebro to do it at that level.
I mean, let's be honest here. The only high profile actor they have on there is Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
So they'll just bring her back, but not everybody else. Like I don't.
I mean, Brian Tyree Henry's pretty.
I don't
I mean,
need her though. I don't need any more.
Yeah, the speedster girl. I mean, I could use her out of anybody. Like, she's got the coolest power.
Yeah, but they put her in a spaceship where her power is useless.
Yeah, completely useless.
Unless like she just needs to get to the other side of the ship real quick, you know, like you go do it.
Yeah, I don't. And then at the end, I don't care about fucking whatchamacallit's character.
Harry Styles, Firefox.
Harry Styles
or-
character,
was
like
it Star Fox.
was it Star Fox? What is he
Well,
gonna do?
Eros, but yeah,
What's he gonna do?
And Pip the Troll
he
looked
hooks up with
terrible.
Yeah, Pip the Troll CG was rough.
It was. I know it was
That's
just an
why I
after
was
credit
getting credits,
scene.
Yeah.
I know the excuses a little, but it still looked like
I'm
shit.
not making an excuse. I'm just saying it's an end credits.
Yeah,
That was
but
the finished
it seems like a lot of CG guys who are doing these fucking movies are really complaining about Marvel and their CG.
Well, and it's probably why Marvel is pushed back and push these time limits so they don't have to
Mhm.
rush it. Because I mean,
Yeah.
if the Marvels was coming out in July,
Mhm.
right after Guardians, because Guardians is still going through. Some
Well,
shit
Marvel's
right now.
got pushed back to November, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like initially, it
Yeah.
was a July movie.
And
And
you know,
then you would
you know,
have
primary
Loki.
production's done on that, so they're just all post.
Yeah, which is a lot of CG work.
Yeah, Loki's when?
Loki comes out this summer.
Okay.
So with Loki coming out this summer, they don't need to push the Marvels. They can push that out to the fall.
Is the
Because
one
you got
dude
Secret
supposed to be the
Invasion
main
supposed to be
villain
coming
of
out.
that?
Secret Invasion is supposed to be coming out soon too.
So here's the real question then. If Marvels comes out in November and Aquaman 2 comes out in December, we're going to have to take a over-under vote, a bet of some kind on which movie we think we will like the least.
You guys are already.
That's
already-
not true. That
It is
movie,
true.
no, they could easily change things around. I liked Monica Rambeau in fucking WandaVision a lot. I liked Miss Marvel. So
I like Miss Marvel.
So I'm not saying that this movie is going to be shit out of the gate, and I don't like how what's her face plays Carol Danvers. That's it, and that when that's the main crux of the movie, that's an issue. But if they're splitting that up and we actually get a good story, then I might actually be on board with that. And if Aquaman 2 is absolute dog shit, then I will call it as such, which I have done before with DC movies.
I bet you if Aquaman 2 is dog shit, they're not going to release it. They're just going to cut their losses and get the tax write-off like they did
Because
with
the Flash
Batgirl.
comes out this July, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
And if the Flash resets everything, then why have anything else come out after that?
Agreed. It's a good question. I don't know the answer. I don't know what they're doing.
I just want the Flash, like at the very end, like a different actor wakes up as the Flash instead of Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
But
Don't
who?
wanna-
Which actor? But like, I don't know.
Somebody
You know what?
Anybody?
You
No,
know-
not Grant Gustin.
No,
Nope.
no. I know, not Grant Gustin. You know, somebody brought up to my attention. Well, that's directly to me, but I saw it on Twitter, and I was actually like intrigued. And it's not like he's a bad actor. I think he's been in some bad movies, but he was also in X-Men First Class. The guy who played Scott Summers' brother. He was in that.
Oh, the guy from Monster Trucks and
Oh,
Yeah, but he like he,
MacGyver?
no.
Fucking
Yeah.
MacGyver?
No.
No.
Put Dylan O'Brien in that role. There you go.
okay. Then get Dylan O'Brien.
Loving Monsters, Dylan O'Brien.
Havoc?
Yeah, Havoc. Who played
MacGyver?
No, thank you. I
Yeah.
don't want him. He was also in that weird Superheroes Must Die movie we watched. Remember that a little?
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oof. Remember when they had that fight on the trampoline?
I think he's got the look to be I don't know.
Nope.
he does have kind of a comic book esque face. I could give you that, but he
Yeah.
can't carry a movie. It's why
No.
he's solving riddles with hand tools on NBC.
There's a lot of TV actors that made it. There's a lot of TV actors that made it big time in movies. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds was a TV actor at first.
What?
Was that little just trying to protect his casting?
I didn't pick the casting. I just said I saw it on Twitter. I thought it was pretty interesting.
But see, then again, like I kind of want Dylan O'Brien as my Nightwing, so I'm not sure. I like that dude. He's got the face that looks, he's got the face for a superhero mask.
Man, you ain't getting Dylan O'Brien. That ain't happening.
He's not too big. What's he doing? What's he doing?
He's not too big. He's not too big. You're right. That's why he ain't getting it.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Oh, no. I mean, I don't know.
He had his time, man. That Maze Runner shit, he was at his level right there, Maze Runner. That's where he had his moment. Now he's kind of like,
You ever see those Maze Runner movies?
yeah, of course, I love Maze Runner.
Half the dialogue is just them going go go go.
Yeah, I like him though. I enjoy it.
Do a lot of yelling go.
Run.
All right. Well, there's our Eternals review.
So
Thank
was
you.
it?
Thank you, Kenneth.
Mhm.
Was it? Well, we really played up how bad it was, and so there's no way it is that level.
So,
I
do
mean,
you
we-
still think it's a 0, Steve?
I mean, I'm never ever gonna watch it again. So that's a bit like if I do an entire MCU
Yeah, but there's
watch
there's
through
movies
from
I've
beginning to
given
end-
and sidekicks and even heroes too that I haven't watched again.
No. I'm not saying that I may or may not watch it again. I am never going to watch this again. There's movies that I've given a hero to that like I would watch again if I remembered or had the thought to or whatever, but I will go out of my way to never see this movie again. it will be a lifelong goal. So,
But do you feel like you wasted your time or money watching this movie?
Oh
well,
yes,
no, I didn't. I didn't watch it for. Well, I watched it for free, so I didn't. Well, I guess
I watched
did
it
pay for
twice
Disney
in the movie
Plus.
theaters.
Or let me rephrase. Did you waste my money watching this again?
No. I wanted a little to see
Mhm.
it, and
Yeah.
I call it letting Marvel take a L.
Okay.
DC's taken a lot of L's, and I think I think that this was an L for Marvel. And you yourself said that you see this. I think you said you didn't like Thor: The Dark World the most out of all the Marvel movies
Yeah,
so far,
this is
and
worse
this
than
is
Thor.
worse than that. I think
Mhm.
it's okay to call it how it is. This was a L for Marvel. This was a bad decision. That was marketed wrong. It was poorly thought out. We can try to defend it and say there's little things that we liked about it, but it. Kenneth, you said you had two things that you wanted to go on for how you rate these franchise movies, and it failed both of those, in my opinion. So it failed as a standalone movie, and it failed to really benefit the MCU as a whole moving forward, a franchise in which it's a part. So for that, it still is a 0 for me.
Okay. All right.
Boom, boom.
Oh well.
I think it is worse than Captain Marvel, Sean. I think I would probably rather watch Captain Marvel than this.
Oh yeah, I said that. Oh, I would watch Captain Marvel over this. I think I've watched Captain Marvel again. Like I've watched it recently.
And I still land at a low sidekick with this one. I would be willing to bump it up to a sidekick if the next saga really focuses on the Celestials and fleshes this out. And like I think you were saying how like the Clone Wars and Rebels really made Attack of the Clones and the prequels better, right? If the next saga or Phase 7, 8, 9, whatever does that for this movie, you bring these characters back and give them the time they should be given, this movie could be better. But until then, it's going to be a low sidekick.
Well, yeah, and that's going to be the crux of it, right? Like, if they bring these characters in and these characters interact better with our core Marvel characters, which I think again is probably the biggest problem with the phase we're in, Phase 4, is again the Iron Man and Captain America holes are big for people, and they're not going to get over that. And if they don't come back for Secret Wars, I don't know if Secret Wars would be as big as Endgame. It's just what it is. I think I said it when Endgame came out that it's going to be that it is the biggest event movie of all time, and I'm sticking with that. Yeah, Avatar has made a ton of money, but domestically, Avatar has not made a ton of money. I think domestically it's only made like $350 million. Like
Avatar was good, but it damn sure wasn't better than it wasn't better than.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if we're gonna ever have an event film like Endgame.
Secret Wars could be. Secret Wars
could be if Secret Wars pulls out all the stops.
It's all the lead up to Secret Wars.
Yep.
Secret Wars could be if the lead up to it is the kind of same thing, because even the lead up to Endgame like wasn't without its hiccups. It wasn't without its problems.
Agreed. I mean, people I still remember when Age of Ultron came out, man, people were just so angry and hating.
That was weird about Age of Ultron is I actually gave that a hero when we first watched it because I was so high on the fucking high moments of that movie because the highs are really high.
Oh, that whole Buster scene was amazing.
It was just Ultron. Ultron wasn't like,
but he
wasn't evil enough.
The more you think about it, you're like, eh.
Now, Kenneth, let me ask you a question. Where does the total sit at on your MCU list?
The total list of all 20-something movies?
Yeah.
I think it's bottom. 30. This is 31 now.
It's at the bottom. Like it's, and I would say with Thor Love and Thunder right above it.
Yeah, I agree. Love Thunder.
No, I actually like Thor Dark World probably a bit more than a little.
I did too.
I mean, I give it a sidekick. I mean, they kind of almost went with some of the multiverse stuff towards the end when they showed those different dimensions lining up, but then they just never went with it. It was just a tease.
Well, then they went full comedic Thor after, and then
they went too much comedic Thor.
With
I agree.
Ragnarok was a good balance.
You have the director writer write the
Mhm.
best Thor movie and the worst Thor movie
Yep.
in back-to-back movies.
Yep.
Like how the hell does that happen?
Well, because he didn't learn the right lessons from Ragnarok. What made it funny
Oh.
and good was because you had serious moments where the Warriors 3 were getting killed, and then you have jokes. Love and Thunder was nothing but jokes with horrible pacing. And,
Well, I also
Gore
think-
the God Butcher kills one god off screen. It wasn't even a god it was that monster thing. Like, I don't know.
Well, he killed the sun god too, but
Well,
But that was
I-
even
I
before he
also
was the
think-
God Butcher.
I also think part of it too is like I look at that movie and I look at what's missing, right? Like
yeah.
Loki
inaccurate.
Loki and
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston, like I think is a big hole for that series. I think
I agree.
Yep.
him and Chris Hemsworth play off each other very well.
Yeah.
Like the best parts in Thor: The Dark World were everything with Loki. The best parts in Ragnarok, even the jokey scenes. I mean, my wife has a T-shirt of it with alligator Loki and Throg, where they're playing what the hell's the game now? I'm drawing a blank on it. Get Help. You know, it's like you said, it's in a big bubble. It says let's play Get Help, and like that was a slapstick joke scene, but hilarious. Everybody laughed at it, you know. But then you have the goats, you know, and I think that was the meme in the feed with the goats, you know, laughing the whole time. Yeah, it's funny the first time, but when you hear that screeching 30 times in the movie, it gets annoying.
After watching it the second time, I was like, ooh, this is not good. Yo, Alil, I'm telling you, my number one problem was the God Butcher. He did not look menacing. He didn't look like a monster. And
Right.
that
Well,
was-
I thought he was gonna. I thought he would evolve.
yeah,
throughout
you said that. You
as
said that. You thought
as
he
the
was
sword took over, and you see a little bit of it,
yeah,
but it didn't
Yeah.
go far enough.
it didn't go. It didn't go comic book accurate, and that's something that Marvel does so well. Comic book
Usually.
accuracy, and they fucked up with that. And I'm sorry. I think it was. To me, I think it was Christian Bale. I'm not going to do
You're
CG.
probably right. You know, you want me to do this movie.
I'm gonna give you the performance. You're gonna get that from my face and my. It's like I get it, but like, and like Christopher Eccleston did just fine as that Malekith in fucking the Dark World with underneath all that makeup. Look,
I
he
agree.
did just fine. Hey, how about so you don't want to do any of that CGI nonsense, right? Oh, you mean that shit that Josh Brolin did when he fucking knocked it out of the goddamn park as Thanos? I don't know. Like maybe you trust the
Mhm.
guys that made this shit like actual legit. You
I'm
know,
telling
Mark
you, that-
Ruffalo's Hulk. You know,
I'm telling
these
you,
things.
that was all him.
Yeah.
He fucked that up, man. And I'm telling you, that shit. He would have been so much more menacing and scary if he had the tangles, like the tendril things coming out of his neck. Like he would have just been fucking badass. And like I think it would have just been a better villain. Like at the end of the game, it would.
Could you imagine if he was Christian Bale and he fucking put his hood up, and then like the next time you saw him take it down, he was just changed. You know, like see, they could have done
No.
a bunch of stuff.
This is why they're kind of losing the ball. I think they're just getting too. I don't know what it is. They're losing something, and I don't know what. I know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
I got faith in Guardians. I think that trailer's got me
I don't know, man.
feeling good.
I don't know, bro.
I have faith.
If they kill Rocket, it'll be a riot in my house.
I don't know.
Your
I'm not-
kids are gonna hate the MCU. All their favorite characters.
Zoe told me the same
Get
exact
killed
thing. A little. Zoe was like, "If they kill Rocket, I'm gonna be upset." I was like, "Really?" I was like,
Alex will cry in the theater.
Rocket literally says in the trailer, "Let's go one last time," and fucking you see everybody standing there with blood and covered in bullshit, except for Rocket, and fucking you see Chris Pratt screaming at that table. I don't know, man.
I don't think Rocket's gonna die, man.
I don't think he
Rocket's
is
gonna die.
either. But man, if they do go that route,
I think
It's
because
gonna-
remember, this is Drax's last run, so I think
yeah.
this-
He's
Drax
dead
is
for
gonna-
sure.
I think
But
Drax.
do they have anybody die, or they just give them all a happy ending?
Yeah. I think they're going to kill everybody but Gamora because Gamora is not technically our Gamora. Our Gamora is dead.
So you think the whole Guardians team is
Mhm.
dead?
No. I'm telling
Yep.
you right now, Lil,
No
I'm-
way.
Well,
I'm-
the
I'm
original.
calling it.
Way.
So, Star Lord, Drax, Groot, and well, Groot could still technically survive because he can always offshoot him. But
Rocket and
Star
Groot
Lord,
are gonna
Drax,
get
and
thrown on the
Rocket.
show.
You think they're gonna kill off Chris Pratt in this movie?
Hell
Mhm.
no.
No way.
No
No.
way.
No.
No way.
We probably won't see.
I
we
gotta
probably won't see Chris-
disagree.
We probably won't see Chris Pratt till probably like Secret Wars or some shit. But like,
Well, yeah, they can always bring him back, but through time travel.
Yeah, but
alternate
then
dimension stuff,
again,
but
then
this one's gonna die.
Then
Because he's always been a
his-
spoiled
Then his death means
brat.
nothing.
Not well, it wouldn't, depending on what the story they give him in this movie. His story arc in this movie is going to be accepting that his Gamora is dead and that the one he's pursuing is not her. So he's going to come to a peace with that and be willing and be ready to die. He's going to grow up and be ready to die a hero.
yeah, he's
That's what's going to happen.
I don't think he's ready to die a hero. I mean,
I think
why,
he's gonna
why
grow
does
up
the
and-
hero have to die? Like
He's gonna grow up and start smashing more pink chicks like he did in the first
exactly,
movie.
the original. So.
Yeah,
I
I think Rocket and Groot are gonna get their own show. Like, I'm convinced that is gonna happen. I really do hate this new Groot look. It's just fucking terrible. It just looks like a terrible.
He looks like a big
Dude in a
linebacker,
suit.
right? Like a big
it
like
looks like a
defensive
suit,
lineman.
and I hate
Tiny
it
head.
so much.
Big
I
ol-
miss the old Groot, man. I'm like, yo, just bring it back already, please.
I do
even-
think the original Groot design is the best.
but I like young Groot, like with little skinny arms and shit. But this Groot is all like big and looks like a big head, and it looks weird. I'm like, I don't like it. I just don't like it.
It's puberty, man. He's
Still
changing.
growing into his body.
I guess, but it just looks stupid. It looks so
Yeah.
stupid.
My son's got a big ass head and a small ass body. I
Yeah,
see
but
it.
your son's not a tree either. Like, come on, man, just grow the kid up
Maybe.
already. This is the last movie. Like, I mean, just make him be Groot. God damn. Like, why have we not gotten Groot in the last
Yeah.
3 fucking
Act
incarnations?
three. He'll get taller.
Jesus.
But see, like
Yeah.
a Rocket and Groot show doesn't have to be after the events of 3. It could be technically before. So you could have the best of both worlds. You still kill them off, but
Good.
then you still show.
He should have aged up in that 5-year gap, shouldn't he? Like he was super
You would
skinny,
think.
No,
and
he
then the
just
5-year
did.
gap
He was
happened.
dusted, wasn't he?
He dusted.
Oh, that's
was
right.
The
dusted.
Rocket was the only one that.
Rocket was
Right.
Rocket
You
and
guys are
Nebula
right.
were the only ones
You
that
guys are right.
survived the dust.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for your support. Thank you, all the patrons, for your support. Definitely appreciate it. Thanks for making me finally watch Eternals. I didn't hate it,
Yeah.
like everybody else thought. But hey,
Oh, I knew you weren't
Yeah.
going to hate it. We didn't ever think that. Golly.
We knew what was coming.
It has a Marvel logo on it.
I didn't
There's
give
no
it a
way.
hero like you all thought I was going to give it.
You
I
wanted
did, I
to,
did
though.
pause.
You
quite a
were
bit.
watching that movie the whole time, waiting for that moment where you could be like, you know what? I could justify a hero because of this. And it just never came.
I was waiting for that, and that
Of
It was
course.
2.5 hours and it never happened, but you were
Didn't happen.
waiting.
didn't happen.
We should have wrote down our little predictions, the three of us, before the show started, just to see.
I don't think any of you would have predicted a low sidekick from me.
I would have predicted
Yeah,
sidekick.
yeah, that's probably where I would have leaned.
All right.
I was predicting a hero.
See,
Sean swings for the fences. dude.
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you again, Kenneth. This is a Lil.
Kenneth, thank you very much, man. It was a fun show. You brought us some good topics, and you got us to the end. We do appreciate you, man. And come back again, please do, man. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah, this is Sean.
And I'll thank you for a third time, Kenneth. Thank you very much. And you were always doing the Lord's work. So until next week, everybody, this is Steve. Be nice, stay safe, and keep it geeky.
The Lord's work.
The Lord's work.